let's start with a little recap. What happened last session? You all,
Gatch.
after a little bit of Gatch moment, after escaping from a near death, Vita and Felix, from a hole from Siskin the Cursed, a dragon who's, cursed with some kind of, you suspect to be some kind of Alkasan concoction that may have been devised by Gatch after escaping near death, and Turlon and John had a nice day on the town, came back, and you all discussed what to do with this dragon. And so you all slept through the night. Actually woke up in the middle of the night to hear a roar. That you all investigated the hole for 30 minutes, didn't seem to hear anything except for some crying of some animal within. Then you all went within and you found that there was one less bear there, so it seemed as though maybe the dragon had taken one of the bears for its own. And you all eventually get there. You messaged Siskin saying, hey, we're coming, and Siskin was like, sure, come and let's talk. You all got there. He was chomping away on the bear, and he seemed to be calm, but slowly throughout y'all's interaction, so kind of reacted more to this, that is taking over Siskin's body, and gotten more and more aggressive, kind of yelling out, its eyes flaring with this green glow, these green flames, as you are anytime you brought up Gatch at all. But with a very clutch spell from Felix to resist energy instead of surrounding the target with a elemental energy protection from acid, it went within the creature and was able to stave off the curse enough for the dragon to not fight and possibly kill you all. That was probably a round or two from happening. But you all were able to leave, and on the way out, it kept trying to talk to you. It said if you find a cure, he will tell all of his kin within the Tilgi Forest of the good deeds that you all have done. Really wants you all to find a cure, but this disease is getting harder and harder to hold back. So there's a little bit of a time restriction in terms of finding this cure, but not a huge one. He's been doing this for weeks, so it seems as though that he doesn't seem fully off the boil just yet. But as you all were leaving, Felix said a Fey phrase to in Fey, which all of you do not know the language, to the dragon. And for just but a moment, the light from the skull within Siskin faded, and a voice within Felix's mind, a deep voice, not the gravelly voice that Siskin had the whole time, said, how do you know that? Before the light returned, he kind of shook his head and went back to his giant coin pile to try and sleep, while he still had the resistance of acid before the curse took over even more. So you all have left. You all discussed about, well, if you all are going to go after Gatch, seems to be a big enough problem, you all could ask people about Gatch. Someone from part of Turlon's previous carnival had a run-in with Gatch, and you all could head north, which in that direction is Felix's cave and hometown, which could be useful to visit, could not, but it is up to y'all. What do y'all want to do? It is around 11 in the morning after this tense encounter. What do you all like to do?
I think we gotta kill Gatch.
Yeah.
Right, Gatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we go kill Gatch right now?
Yeah, let's just skip to Gatch.
Gatch.
I took Gatch Death Lore, so I could just roll that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank God I got the Gatch Death.
Thank God, I was worried.
In all seriousness, there's a cat on my lap. But
There's
even
a
more
cat on the lap.
I think we have to engage in Gatch information hunting. And I think the only I'd like to hear what each of you guys have. The only concrete strategy my character and I would have would probably be to try and find where the carnival is based on news clippings from Felix's town or the closest settlement, and go there and try to find the person who talked to Gatch. That would be what I could bring to the table. Would like to hear what y'all got.
Didn't you guys mention some dude named... Yeah, that was gonna try to gauge his honest reaction to hearing people are coming to kill him. Didn't you guys mention a character by the name of Ron Rongel being familiar with Gatch, or at least somebody assaulting his house?
I don't remember.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Ron Rongel had mentioned Gatch to us.
I don't think Ron Rongel. Well, actually, no. We could check in with him. Maybe he's been harassed again.
Wait a minute. Didn't Ron Rongel give us that? Didn't we? Who has that orb of slime?
I got the orb.
That's
And
what
we did-
Siskin said they used to lather him up.
And
Yeah,
we
they
got
ran
it
into
from the
through a bunch
bugbear
of
we
them.
killed. That was a Gatch minion.
Yes.
We think.
The bugbear had that glass orb on it.
So yeah, Ron Rongel is one of the many victims of Gatch.
Yeah. So we could ask him because he knows us. And we could also see maybe he's been harassed again.
I don't. Okay.
You don't want to go to see. You don't want to see Ron Rongel.
I think we should leave no
I don't really-
stones unturned. So I think
And
we should
also-
definitely go talk to Ron, Mr. Rongel. I don't know if we're on Ron terms.
I can prepare so much for these sessions, and then I never think about it. Going
Because
back
he's
to
got some shit planned for you, and we immediately beeline to see Ron Rongel.
I love it.
I think what
Okay,
Kerlin said about going into town and asking questions
Yeah,
That's
about him
also
might
a
be
good
good.
idea.
We should
Probably
go
a
to
more
town.
solid strategy.
So what we go to town, we talk about, you ask around for any
Uh-huh.
victims of Gatch, and then we can also try to find information about what the carnival is, and based
Got
on our Gatch information from the city, see if a visit to the carnival is necessary.
Is this Felix's town or is this a different town?
How close are we to my place?
You all are about a 4-day travel from your place to the north. But there are, villages, like when you travel down to Riddock, you passed little hamlets and clusters and villages. Ron Rongel was just the only one where there was something like interested happen at it. So there's plenty of settlements, but they're all small compared to Riddock is for sure the biggest thing. Like, Felix's village, your village is just like any other in terms of the places around the Tilky Forest. But looking at the Sumia map, y'all are pretty far from civilization, especially going to the north.
I think LaFleur has a question.
John is raising his hand. Yeah. Felix.
Yeah.
Can you talk to animals?
Kind
What
of.
was that? There's one now.
That was a fraud.
Can you would you be able to ask them, hey, where are all these, is there, a network of woodland news?
I
You
don't
could
think
ask
there's that.
to see
But-
if the word's spreading. And then
Let's see.
As far
what's-
as visiting, out of character, as far as visiting a town goes, because one of our party members is a bit of a wanted man in Riddock right now, and also the law.
Just
is
in
out to-
Riddock.
just in Riddock, just to kill us. It might be worth staying more in the woods areas, because this seems to be the where the main problem's located. So
Mhm.
like
Yeah, I do have speak with animals. I don't have it prepared today, but
Alright.
I can
later.
speak with
I
animals.
think no matter what, let's just head up and go to the nearest town we find.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
the nearest town?
That is a great question,
Yep.
Stephen. How do I
Yep.
find that?
You have not, in terms of nearest town, looking at the Sumia map, you'd have to go all the way up to Dun, which is a town, Like all the black dots are
What,
towns.
well, what about just
In terms of just settlements,
place of living?
it'll probably be within the next 10, 12 miles, probably, within a
Decent.
day's travel.
Sice can send north, so we just head.
Let's head
There.
north, and I want to keep a lookout for settlements of any size.
Sure.
I also think I think we should actually, unless the carnival is very far away, no matter what, try to contact the carnival, because having information about someone who's having frequent and conversations with Gatch could provide a lot of insight.
No
And I
offense,
feel very
but
bad
how
for
are
them.
Conversations with Gatch.
Gatch
no offense, but
himself.
how are a bunch of clowns supposed to help us? What's the carnival?
They are.
It's not just clowns. In fact, there are no clowns.
What kind of carnival has no clowns?
Well,
Anyway,
I think the import of talking to them, John. I don't know how serious you were when you were saying that, but
A little
the
bit.
the import
yeah.
of talking to them would be that someone I knew was talking directly with Gatch, seemingly against her will, which would imply that Gatch had something on them, which means they might have want to get rid of Gatch and be willing to provide us with information.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure what the carnival was.
I used to perform briefly at a carnival,
oh yeah.
Why did you leave?
traveling carnival.
Are there no more clowns because you left?
I was not a clown.
That's so mean.
It's not
I
an
know,
insult.
but-
Like he's
but just-
earnestly asking. It's
I know. I love it.
I don't know what you did.
Furlong kind of cocks their head a little bit and pauses. John, have you ever seen a clown?
Yeah,
Do you know what a clown is?
yeah. I do. Like, I'm really resisting to say, yeah, I'm looking at one.
Tell me what you think a clown is, John.
A clown is it's a person covered in paint with a zany outfit, and they usually kind of like scream or laugh or make jokes, and they sometimes wear big shoes. I
Is that
saw
true
one.
for Sumia lore?
I
I did a fact check.
It's
Yeah.
fucking canon now, dude. That's what clowns are like.
I
Also
saw
joke
one.
Alright.
I went to a really small carnival, and there was a clown there, and apparently the beast tamer accidentally let a bear escape, and in the middle of the clown's act, he was spinning plates. I don't know if you've ever seen that. The bear came in and it killed him.
That's my carnival, yes.
The bear came in and it killed him, and then I killed the bear. So
Damn.
Well, it seems that my carnival did plenty similar things to that, just minus the whole paint and I point down big shoes. Although I suppose
Okay.
you could say my outfit's not exactly normal.
Oh,
Well, why did you leave the carnival? It sounds kind of fun.
Vita's calling.
Turlon.
can we have this conversation while walking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Simply
I'll say
must
y'all
assume
are
we were
talking,
already
it's fine.
walking.
Yeah, y'all are
Um,
walking.
I
Back up
kind of don't respond for like maybe, let's say at least 10 seconds. Do you say anything to 10 seconds of silence?
No.
After about another 5 seconds, Perlon just shakes their head. Long story. I don't want to get into it.
Well, we
But
have
I
12 hours.
It wasn't my own choice.
You brought up the carnival. Why did you bring it up?
I brought up the carnival because it was relevant to what we were trying to do, which is track down Gatch Vita.
All right, I'll
Okay.
back off.
Sorry, I think
I
I
did
nailed
I
a
did
lot of
not
that.
leave the carnival on my own volition, and it was on good enough terms that I am willing to return.
Okay. Sorry, I
Okay.
think I inhaled a lot of that gas down there. Something's wrong with me today.
I was just curious, but we'll
Some
find
crap-
out if we meet
Some
some
cranberry
other people.
juice that.
Yeah.
You know, Felix, I don't think I really know much about you.
Yeah.
And as I look at Felix, I'm kind of taking in what they look like. Can you describe Felix to me?
Oh my god.
Did
The
he just
green
wake
swirl.
up to a dream?
3 green swirls.
Are we actually talking to John right now? It's just suddenly a new John.
Why is he acting
Uh,
like this?
I took my funny pills today. I don't know.
John
Alden
2.
takes off his John costume.
This is what John is like on
I heard
Adderall.
Ron Rongles. Yeah.
Yeah, I look like a. Okay, well, I know what he looks like, but now I have to put it into words. Now it's tough. Picture Halcyon from Baldur's Gate, but skinnier, and not as like bodybuilder shredded. And
Okay.
picture shorter hair. I don't actually know how long Halcyon's hair is, but it's like short, fluffy hair. And I don't know if elves are capable of growing face hair. I just assume they never can. I don't think he has a lot of face hair, or it doesn't get very long, doesn't grow very fast, so he doesn't have to trim it very often. And he has comfortable, like comfortable part practical, like homemade clothes, and then on top of it, like a like leather armor that he. So I know it is fucking.
Not at all what I had in mind.
It is a. The fuck is my armor?
So padded armor is what it says.
It's padded. Oh, all right, okay. So it's just the armor itself is just like a mixture of more cloth and like hide stitched together. So it's like a little curious type thing I kind of strap over myself.
Okay.
And like other pieces of hide.
I haven't had a solid
bracers and
Felix
things.
description since like the first session, so
Ooh, green
Oh,
swirl.
green swirls.
for some reason I
love it.
thought he was ginger.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
Maybe another 30 minutes. Says.
Mhm.
I should have thought before I said that.
Take your time.
Yeah, about 30 minutes passes. Before Turlock just kind of looks up, looks at Vita, says, I was running from the 10 cuts.
Oh, they were in your. Oh wait, 30 minutes has passed. Wait,
Mhm.
what?
Huh?
I just said I would have waited 30 minutes. Feel free to do. We were walking
No,
like
I
hour
know,
and
but
hour.
I'm just saying Vita does not know what you're replying to because it's been 30 minutes.
I think Turlon
Wait.
is answering your question from earlier. I say from
Oh,
front.
the carnival.
I nod.
So
They
they
find-
infiltrated your carnival, or what?
I saw someone. I saw someone I recognized. Could have been a coincidence. Could have been I was their target. I didn't have to take chances.
Were they a member of the carnival party, or were they just in the area?
I didn't recognize them as a member of the carnival. I just saw them.
Okay. Well, this could be good if we meet your carnival again. Maybe you can rejoin them now that the 10 cuts is probably gone from wherever this is.
It's too risky.
Oh, this 10 cut stuff is so annoying. All right.
I nod. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Exactly.
I take my hand and I just kind of like rub it up and down the left arm of my cloak where the 10 cut marks is. Just keep walking.
Give me a survival check, Felix, if you may.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dinosaurs.
It's a Stegosaurus.
That's like that
Wait.
one that Edrum befriended.
That's what I
Mhm.
do.
Yeah, it's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty
I'll
alright.
say that
There's a
You-
big green bugbear coming our way.
you know that there are, throughout the Tilgi Forest, there are, of course, the main roads that you walk down a little bit to get to Riddock once you teleported here from 08 a little bit while back. But you know that there are lesser traveled kind of footpaths, clearings, where like kind of wider than like, you know, it's very evidently like if you were just walking through, you may not know about it, but you've been in the forest, Felix, your entire life, so you know that these kind of areas where it's more padded down grass, kind of a little bit wider between the trees, are just these footpaths between the various settlements, and you come upon one of those, and you deduce that if you follow down upon one of them for a little bit, you will eventually get to a nearby village at least. And I'll say that if no one wants to say anything else, after about a good 3 more hours of trekking through the forest, it's a beautiful day today. Bad weather. It's a day, I'll say that, you know, as you are getting away from Riddock, once again, you know, kind of the inverse of what you all felt when you were first coming here. The distant sounds of the burst going off every 5 minutes or so slowly has faded and is no longer there. But also you notice that it is a lot less windy than it was. You know, whenever you were in Riddock, you kind of just get used to it as a natural state where it's constantly, you know, a good breeze there, as if you were like at the beach, right? But as you travel further and further away from Riddock, suddenly that breeze dissipates into just normal air going through the trees every once in a while. But I'll say that you eventually make it to a small village, probably population around 2,000. Has a wooden wall around, but open gates that you're absolutely just allowed to walk through. And you are at this village. Seems like it has a whole bunch of stuff. Excuse me. It's called Refrek is the name of this little village. And what do you want to do in Refrek? Just ask around? Is that what you're trying to do?
I think so.
I'm going to separately look either at a different stage or at the same time. Doesn't really matter, but I'm going to be looking for any news referencing the location of... Steven, can you drop the carnival's name? I'm having trouble remembering.
Melandriel's Marvelous Madhouse is the name of it.
Yes. Melandriel's Marvelous Madhouse.
I want to go to the
Colloquially,
carnival.
You always called it just the Madhouse.
Well, Felix, it might be your lucky session.
You never know. Depending on what happens, of course. But anything else that anybody else is doing, if you can give me a perception check, and I'll say similar to that other feat where you are able to kind of track people through cities, which is what? One moment.
I'm looking around. Oh.
Oh,
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 what are you looking for, Vita? You just looking around?
Well, in my head I was thinking, yeah, any like signs of disturbance, like skirmishes from Gatch minions, you know,
Sounds good.
things
What
like
about-
that.
What about you, Felix and John? If you're just chilling out, are you looking for anything specific, talking to people? What are you doing?
Have I been here before? Or this place isn't. This isn't under my. This isn't my area,
No,
right? This
it's-
is somebody else's responsibility.
Yeah, like if you're looking at the Sumia map, your area of influence is like, this.
Okay.
It's like these two squares. So you are far south of
Gotcha.
where your inner
Okay,
area
okay.
of influence is.
Cool. And are there? Is there often like a druid or someone that looks over spaces, or am I a bit like how special am I in the like hierarchy of Tilgi Forest? Are there a ton of other druids out there, or is it like a dying profession?
I'll say that around your general area, it seems like there are quite a few druids. Like any village that you come upon is probably going to have a druid, but you do know that as you get kind of further away from your area, for whatever reason, it's not that the druids don't exist, but maybe someone within this village is like the local wild person, but like to have it be like a full-time gig where it's like I'm protecting this part of the forest is a little bit less rare. It would be in more bigger civilizations. So here you'd probably find like a wild man of sorts.
I guess I would just like to look for anybody that I could relate to, that I could talk to.
Sure.
About Gatch info.
And John, what about you?
I'm sort of doing the same thing Felix is doing, just instead of wild men, I'm literally looking for like meatheads, just real jack dudes, people, and just try to move through the conversation by buttering them up about, I don't know, working out. So
and then give me a labor.
You're looking huge today.
Give me a labor lore check.
Labor lore? Finally, my labor lore is coming in.
Labor lore.
The
working man.
Working man.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so first we'll start with Mr. Vita with your natural 20. In terms of signs, yes, please, Mr. Gragers, I'll say that you, as you are looking around, just around the city, you do spot kind of in an alleyway or two a bunch of discarded what looks like kind of either guard uniform-esque, like you see the guards around that are just, it's not some well-made uniform, but you see just around. Let me change the music to more town music real quick.
Town.
It's a horrifying town.
Friendly town. There we go.
Steven drops Lavender Town.
I was gonna say he's gonna drop Pokemon.
All right.
Oakleaf City.
You see just discarded, almost guard uniforms that are not very nice, but you can see that they're singed and burned around the edges. So you can imagine that at some point in time, probably, a while back, based off your perception, it seems like these were singed a while back, even though they're stained a little bit green from maybe some attacks from various caustic creatures a while back during the blizzard, which seemed to affect almost everyone in the Tilky Forest that you come across. This blizzard event was certainly something catch related. I'll say that as you are going around, you see that along the perimeter, there's kind of just this wooden wall around, and you kind of just walk around it. It takes only like 20-30 minutes to do so. As you're walking around, you do find at one point just a, kind of off from the distance, if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't really see it, but there's just a large pile of these bird carcasses, like sparrow, like crow-sized birds, just a pile of them just in the brush of the forest, seemingly discarded here on purpose in some way, and all of them have that same kind of feature that you saw of the empty skull and this kind of burned away, no feathers. It's as if the feathers were burned off, and just kind of heaping on the ground. And if you go to touch it, or even just as you approach, you can see there's just this slight kind of almost burned into the ground acidity to this pile of birds. So I'll say you notice that there was an attack. You can tell signs that there was an attack weeks ago on the town, just as there was with everything at this village. But you also notice this pile of dead acidic birds, which is odd. And you can certainly ask people about it if you want to.
I do, yeah, I will.
Okay. Then we'll skip over to Felix. We'll get back to asking about the birds. Felix, with your 31, pretty good. You do find a local kind of nature, seems to be like a little bit of a hunter's guild that's kind of on the edge of this village. their house is outside of the walls, which you primarily look for, as you know that within your village at least, your home and your mentor's home was always outside of the walls because you wanted to be closer to nature, not really within the civilization. And you find, and it's about 3 individuals, and they all seem to, and as you ask about, do you ask about Gatch? I can't
Yeah, I tell them who I am,
remember.
and I ask, or like I introduce myself. I don't expect them to know who I am. I ask them, I tell them that my group and I are looking for Gatch, and if they have seen him or any of his, like ran into any of his lackeys, or just if they got any information about him at all.
So your title is you are a Tilgi druid within, that is, you are just one of the Tilgi druids. That's at least what you call around your area. And I say, and would you introduce yourself as that, or would you just say,
yeah,
hey, I'm Felix? If you introduce yourself, you notice that these 3 individuals kind of stand up straighter a little bit more, almost as if there's a little air of respect as you approach. They're just like, oh, who's this stranger? But then with your garb and your just general poise, you talk about how you're a Tilgi druid, and they kind of stand up a little bit straighter, and they answer your questions, and they say that there's been no sign of Gatch around, obviously, except for the attack that was probably about 25 days ago or so. When they were attacked, it was not just animals that attacked, but there were some people. And one dude, he tells his story, and it seems like he's almost glad to get it off of his chest. It seems like he's been kind of holding it up, or, it's been something that's been weighing on his mind. One dude apparently, is trying to defend this home you are now standing in from them, and they were trying to, one of them just had a whole sack of just these glass balls, and they seemed to be, pelting the side, trying to cover anything that they could, and you could see that he kind of shows you on the side of the building by the door, as if they were like throwing it from the distance, while they were trying to like attack back and forth. Just half of the wall is kind of just singed and just has this darker coloration with just kind of these black streaks every once in a while, but it's very evidently kind of been burned and singed away, almost like a fire, like the after burnings of a fire on the side of the house that you hadn't really noticed when you first went in. But he kind of tells this story of how he had personally defended off of this guy, and as he was throwing it, this dude was screaming out that he was doing this for the Gatch brothers, which he was frightened by. He had not heard that of the Gatch brothers. He had only known Gatch as like a fairy tale. This was kind of their first run-in with it. But they were attacked by not only creatures, but people of Gatch. They have not seen anybody since, but yeah, that's essentially the gist of their relations with Gatch. Is there any follow-up that you want to say?
Did he get hit by any of the stuff?
He kind of shows you on his arm, like it seemed like one of the first things that he wasn't expecting this to be thrown at him. You can see that his right arm and kind of up his forearm is still kind of burned, like a rash. And give me a medicine check for me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him if I could see it.
Ooh.
Really see it.
Can I use my... Do I use a hero point for that? I don't
It's
know.
up to you.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
You see, based off that medicine check, it's not a normal burn. I mean, even just seeing other bodies that have been burned by this acid, it does not look like a burn in a fire. It has almost a slightly darker, not black, but, a discoloration that's not just, oh, this is like deeper red, like it's a healing wound. It has this kind of darker feel to it, and there's little specks of just this black substance throughout that almost look like, I don't know, as if you had like cracked black pepper over the wound, but it just seems embedded in the skin. So there's a very strange look to it. He did
Does
say
it
it got
hurt?
a little bit on him. He said hurt like a motherfucker when it first happened. It felt like it was burning his arm, but it has healed up since then, and he imagined it's going to scar. He's tried to not touch it this whole time, but it's not, it's kind of looked the same for the past week. So it may just stay this way.
Okay. With that, I guess with that 17, is there anything I can do to help alleviate that? Because I don't want his arm to get corrupted or his whole person to get corrupted.
I'll say with that medicine check, you notice that, based off of how he said that it attacked him or it hit him, it doesn't seem to have spread at all. So I think your worries of it spreading would be qualmed, but besides just your basic equipment to just heal burns, unless you do something like magical in some way that may help alleviate it, but you're not sure. You've never tried to use magic to Alkasan stuff burn, so you have this is nothing you've never seen before or ever seen.
Alright, I'll just say, well, as long as it feels alright, just be careful with it. And try not keep it wrapped. Let it breathe when you need to, but don't get it on stuff. Don't let it touch stuff.
You
I'd
see,
say.
he sees
And,
he's kind of
wash clothes.
holding on to all of your words, and he kind of begins to wrap it even as you're saying this.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what this is. Well, I have an idea, but I don't know extensively what it is. It looks like it's okay. I only think that extended exposure is where the real problems start, which didn't happen with you. Thank goodness. But still, it's worth it to be careful. Okay, well, thank you all. You guys have been a big help. Last question.
Yep.
Did anyone see what direction they came from before they attacked? Or was it just out of nowhere a surprise? Or maybe where they fled?
You are on the northern portion of this village, and they point out further to the north is where they came from and where they fled. They were the first line of defense kind of against this attack.
Okay. Well, I'm good.
Awesome.
I thank them for their time.
And they are very appreciative. They all introduce themselves. I will not say their names, but you now know the three hunters of this village. Turlon, as you are going around trying to hear anything about the madhouse, Melangel's marvelous madhouse, with your role, there are a few people that have heard of it. Has not gone through here, but one of them has a cousin that lives in Kiyasi. Or no, that's not how you say it, sorry. 1 second. Did I misspell it? I have it different on the Sumia map and in my notes. I'm gonna believe the Sumia map. Kiyasi is how I'll say you say that. They have a cousin that lives out in that city. It's a huge city. You know about it, even though you've never visited it, Turlon, but it's in the center of the Tilki Forest. And they said that you ask about it, and you said that the carnival of the same name had gone through there, and they said that they were traveling further south, but that was 2 months ago, 3 months ago maybe, that they were there, so they seemed to be heading further south. So they, didn't know if they were heading towards, they don't know. Based off your role, they just don't know.
They don't know which south way, towards
Yeah,
Vacant or towards Riddock.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they were already at the big city, like, you know, if you're imagining they're traveling down like the main road or whatever, they could have
Right.
passed the fork and went up to the big city and then went back to Riddock, or they just keep going down the road to Viken, which eventually you would get to, you know, further down into the Yimba Wilds. So you're not sure.
Well, if I may take a moment to roleplay, Mr. GM,
Absolutely.
I will ask this friendly citizen with the cousin, what else do you know of Kihasi?
She says, "Oh, it's a very big city. It's right next to a lake. I know I've never been personally, but the cousin loves to travel around, so she comes out here every once in a while. But what she said of it is, you know, a big portion of the city is actually on the water. It's a very shallow lake, so just a lot of it is just docks, and I don't know. I can't imagine what it would smell like. I mean, I don't particularly like water, and I can only imagine all the wood. I don't know how it's getting not rotting or anything, but you know, it's a very large dock city, and I know that there are, you know, on the southern or on the northern side of the giant lake that it's next to, there are some hills, kind of mountain-esque. So apparently it's very scenic, very beautiful to look at, kind of a big split down the middle where there's a river that heads further north. But yeah, I've never been personally, but apparently it's lots of docks, a lot of it is on the water.
Don't have any like interesting tourist attractions? They don't have anything like the Burst in Riddock, do they?
She kind of chuckles and she says, "No, nothing like the Burst, but I mean, scenic views, I guess. If you're going to visit there, I'm sure that I hear the lake is very pretty, very sparkly. So if you like going out on lakes and fishing, you know, just like reflecting in the sunlight, you know, it's got some waves. It's big enough to have some waves."
I wouldn't put it past Sumia Lakes to just one or two of them to just be like that. And I was like, I was gonna have to follow up.
Yeah, the Sea of Replenishment's a little bit like that.
Most excellent.
The what?
We'll get there.
The one next to Wade. That was the Sea
Um,
of Replenishment.
Well, I will thank this cousin of a traveler, and be on my way.
Sick. John, you're trying to find some freaking meatheads, some other laborers. You find some people that are just chopping huge things of woods, and you know the Tilgi trees, Tilgi oak trees, are kind of like redwoods, not that huge and that tall, but kind of that very just straight up kind of trees that have these branches that kind of have little canopies throughout its entire height. So the logs for the Tilgi forest or the Tilgi trees can get to like 5 feet thick, which is like, you know, like that thick. It's very thick.
Man-sized thick.
So as you are looking around, you know, you absolutely see some people that are just, you know, chopping through large sections of wood, and just, I mean, you can see why so much. I mean, even in Wade, a lot of wood was imported from the Tilgi forest because one tree alone can produce a lot of lumber. So you see some guys that are just chopping away at some wood. What were you asking about? It was
Walk up and just go, can I do you guys want any help?
You see a guy looks over at you, says, "Metal man, pick up an axe."
All right, my kind of people. Start chopping away.
Yeah.
Give me another labor check. See how well you do. You ever chopped wood before?
Let's see. Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
dude, you.
Yeah, I think he's got it just fine.
You know, all the other guys are kind of just like talking to each other, just, you know, a small talk, and then you come in, and with speed that they may have never seen before. Just whack, 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 almost like you are your own chainsaw, just swinging it over and over, and within maybe a tenth of the time that everybody they're kind of just slowly hacking away, 2 people to 1 log trying to split it in half. You just chop away with such ferocity, just straight down the middle. And as you're chopping it away, it's kind of on its side, like they kind of roll these giant logs out, so you split it down right down the middle, and then it splits open the 2 semicircles, and you see everybody on the other side just like standing there staring at you as their conversation has ended, and they're just looking at you. And do you say anything right after you split it? You just see them staring at you.
This is pretty fun. Y'all, what do you guys know about, I'm looking for a guy called a Gatch. You guys that know Gatch? Ever heard that name?
They kind of ignore you for a second, what you just asked, and they're like, holy shit, dude, what's your name? And one guy comes out to you and like shakes his hand, introduces himself.
I'm John, just John. How are you?
John. Metalman John. Nice to meet you, John. I'm Barry.
Barry. Good to meet you.
If you're looking for some work, I haven't seen you around here, but if you're looking for some work, you can chop some wood, my man.
See how long we're in town for. You got a firm grip there. Until you get some good arms on you.
Oh, well, nothing like what you've got. I mean, geez, you hacked through that in maybe, 10 seconds. That was ridiculous. Anyway, you said something about Gatch.
Happy to help.
Guys,
yeah,
get a room.
we're trying to figure out. Gatch is the guy. He's kind of up to no good.
He's like a boogeyman, right?
He's been making trouble in the neighborhood. So
it's like some boogeyman, story that you tell your kids to make sure they don't go out in the woods at night. He's a real person.
Yeah. Yeah. Be on the lookout for anybody kind of helping him out. They're not very nice. But do you know anything about, besides the bedtime story, is the name relevant here?
There were some people around town saying that all the wolves that attacked a while back during that blizzard were related to Gatch, but I don't really believe it. I think people just kind of make stuff up to scare people. Rumors start spreading. I think it was just some wolves that were, I don't know, magic shits all around this village. I just chop wood.
I get it, man. I get it, but sometimes you gotta chop. You gotta chop a little bit more than wood. You know what I mean? And right now, Gatch is he's real, all right. Be on the lookout, because believe me, I've seen some stuff that it's a lot more real than any bedtime story. So just you look strong, capable of defending yourself. Just be on the lookout.
All right, Metal Man. If I see anybody who says they're with Gatch, I chop them up. Is that what I'm hearing?
Probably not just like on instinct, but just don't trust them outright. Probably. So.
Okay, I could do that.
But I appreciate it, Barry. And then I look over at the other guys. Any of you know Gatch?
They all kind of shake their heads. They're just silent, like still just in shock at what you had just did. Like Barry was the quickest to shake it off.
All right, well, I'm gonna chop one more tree. I'm gonna chop one more tree for you. Then I gotta go link up.
All right. And you chop away.
Right.
Vita, you were going to ask about the bird pile. What were you going to ask, and who?
If there's any store anywhere around this bird pile, like a person. It's in an alleyway, so
It's outside of the walls of the city, kind of 20 feet out into the woods a little bit.
Closest person or place to this pile. When I go back in.
You walk in, and there's, I'll say, as soon as you enter just a section of the wall, there's just a dude standing there that seems to have kind of a standard guard uniform.
Hey.
Yep, how can I help you?
Do you have you seen that pile of birds that are out there, all melted?
Pile of birds? Well, that was where we put all the wolves and everything that attacked. There's birds there now.
Are you? I'm sorry. Are you? Do you live here? Are you from here?
He kind of turns back and looks. He says, "Yeah, I live here. I work here. What, are you from here?"
No, but I mean, it's birds. It's clearly not wolves.
I look.
You know,
I
I've seen
haven't.
that.
I haven't
Get his
looked at.
ass.
I haven't looked at this pile in, I don't know, 20 days or
Bro,
something.
Everybody's looking at this. Everyone's seen this pile, dude. What are you talking
Come
about?
look
Come
at
on,
it.
This
Come
is
here.
embarrassing
You're
for
right.
you,
You're
dude.
right.
This is
Let's
embarrassing for
let's
you.
look at it. If there's birds, he kind of wanders over.
I hope he walks back out and it's fucking wolves.
Where'd my birds go?
You walk back to the pile, and he says, "Yeah, well, damn, bunch of birds must have tried to pick away at the scraps or something, and then, I don't know, died, I guess. I don't know. Well, what
don't
about the
know
pile?
anything.
You were just asking about. I don't know anything. Well, that's a little rude, don't you think?"
Well, no, I don't think so. You don't know anything about this pile.
Why is
Well,
this
that's-
So where are the wolves? Where are
That's
the
n-
wolves?
That's not anything, is it? I could know other things.
Look, dude. Where are the wolves?
Vito,
Sorry.
he's cooking you. He's cooking you, Vito. He's
Where-
cooking you.
Where are the wolves? And he goes and he starts to go and try and grab a bird, and his hand singes a little bit. He's like, "What the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot these things are burning." And he grabs a tree branch, and he kind of scoots a bunch of the birds over, and you see underneath there's a wolf skull. He says, "There's your wolves. I wasn't fucking lying."
Well, I didn't say you're lying. I just said there were no wolves there. So
Well, then
I'm
you
not
were
wrong.
Then you were wrong. You said there was no wolves. There's a wolf. Now, do you need any more help or anything?
There's a
Can I
wolf
get
if you
back to my
move the
post?
pile and then show me a wolf, but
This is a fucking smiling
Whatever.
friends interaction.
whatever.
You need any more help? I'm gonna go back to my post. You
No,
can't just
wait, what
can't-
happened? What happened? Why is there a
What?
pile of wolves?
Do-
Where
We got.
it's Gatch, right? It's Gatch.
You know, Gatch. Yeah, people are saying the wolves came from Gatch, but who are you? Why are you? He's flabbergasted by this entire interaction. Come here, you say I don't know anything. I'm just trying to help you, bro.
All right. So you gonna answer my
Bro.
question? What happened to this pile?
Yeah, we
What is this pile?
were attacked by a bunch of fucking acid wolves, and we killed a bunch
From
of them.
Gatch.
Yeah, from Gatch, I guess. And once we got the bodies, they were we couldn't get any meat off of them, so we all threw them in this big pile and we just forgot about it.
Okay. Well, okay. Is there anyone more important in this town
Oh
who
my
wanted to
God.
retaliate or something? Because if it was me and I got attacked by a bunch of acid wolves, I would be pretty mad at the person that just sent them all to my town.
Well,
Did anyone do anything?
did anyone do it? Well, I mean, some of the
Retaliation.
look, we chop wood here. We fish a little bit at the lake that's a
We
mile
fish a little
away.
bit.
We are a
Do a little
simple,
fishing.
humble village. Some people that were from Riddox said that they had people that were trying to retaliate. They have more resources. We're just a humble village.
I can't ask them. Do you know any other towns that may be nearby that are maybe a little bigger, maybe a little more involved?
Bigger
This
than our
issue.
village.
Yeah. that
Yeah,
do more
there's a let me see what I call them. Oh, there's a settlement called Dhaka that's I don't know, 15 miles north of here. You could maybe go
All right.
there and
Thanks,
ask
man.
if there was retaliated.
All right.
Uh,
I'm gonna go find my friends.
I'm gonna go back to my
See you
post.
later, man.
He walks away, just mutters, "What the fuck was wrong with that guy?"
What'd you say?
What was that? What was that, dude? Did you
Trying to
leave
do
this
a
on my
frog.
property?
You could go to Riddock. I can't talk to them.
Yeah.
I
Give me
can't
another
talk.
option.
I can't talk to the entire town of Murdoch.
I can't.
I can't
Leg-
answer.
legendary performance from Vita.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
crazy.
That was hard.
All right.
Alright.
Couldn't get it.
I got in that 20.
Couldn't get any information out of that guy. Jesus. All right.
He was a stonewall. He was a stonewall. Couldn't get past him.
All right. It's probably around 5:36 now when you all reconvene after your little side tangents.
So it's a good thing we haven't touched any of that stuff because it definitely spreads. There was a bunch of birds that came to pick apart the acid wolves, and they all turn into skull acid birds. Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine it? I'm choosing not to. Maybe because they ate it. That's like kind of
Yeah.
dumb though, because they would get hurt immediately.
Well, Siskin got turned just from them rubbing it all over him. So
Well, they threw a lot at him. A lot.
right. I'm just saying it's contagious, I think. So
Yeah.
we should be careful.
I saw a hunter got splashed by some of this stuff, and he looked pretty. It looked not good. But he said he felt it was healing. It didn't look like it was actively spreading. So I think it has to be like a certain amount before it can get contagious. Like I don't think a single drop of this stuff is gonna
Good.
Probably not.
zombify anybody.
No. Interesting. So they've been attacked here too.
I think the townspeople are pretty unaware of why they were attacked or what caused it.
Did any of you
talked to some-
discover? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I talked to some locals and they were pretty oblivious to Gatch. They thought it was just a story.
Did anyone you guys talked to, had they seen Gatch?
No.
The hunter I talked to said that there was a guy. He actually saw there was someone throwing those acid bombs at the hunter's lodge. So they are up there at least a little bit more aware that this was more of an attack rather than just a bunch of cursed animals.
Sorry.
Guy chucking bombs just at the building.
I know, like, what the fuck happened here?
Dead wolves, man. You're wrong. You're
That
wrong.
just sucks. Just some guy showed up and started chucking
Bombs. Don't
I,
know anything about that. Needs to be chopped wood here.
Alright.
I wasn't able to
Continue
track down any definitive information about the carnival, but someone I talked to said they knew a cousin who had been in. Let me pull it up so I get the name right.
Kiyasi.
Kiyasi.
Mhm.
About 2 months ago, and at that point the carnival was traveling south. Whether that is south to Riddock or south to Vicon is unclear. So it could be on its way to us.
There's also Dhaka. This guy told me that it's a little bigger than here. They've got little things more going on. Maybe they had some sort of thing that maybe they had more to do against Gatch instead of these people who just kind of took it and then ignored it.
I raised my eyebrow. It's a small town. Not sure if there's much
Yeah,
they can
well,
do about it.
That just sucks. Just gotta sit and wait for the next acid wolf to show up.
I mean, we can't interrogate an acid wolf. It's a wolf.
Well,
Yeah.
But maybe
Well-
Felix can.
True.
You'd have to catch one alive.
Why is
And
he only
you
going
did
after the
just
wolf
fighting you.
population?
maybe he's I don't know.
But that
Because-
is an interesting question. I had not thought about that.
Did someone say Gatch is a wolf type critter?
That he's like legends are he's like a beast man.
Okay.
Maybe that's just his people.
Loves wolves.
Thank
Maybe.
God they're not hogs.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Those things get big.
So I guess we could just keep going up.
Sorry, what-
Hit Dhaka.
Yeah, so Dhaka would not be much farther. Yeah. We can go check out Dhaka, and
15
then
miles.
we can go check out Kihiasi,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and then we can try to track the carnival from there.
Now, the Tilgi Forest is the size of a fucking country.
I know.
Yeah, it's like a
Haluda.
fourth of the continental United States. 'Cause that's how big Sumia
Wow.
kind of is.
Could be anywhere, man.
Well, let's get to walking.
The gang's
Uh,
the gang's adventure in the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new nickname.
What is it?
Some guy called me Metal Man.
Metal
Oh, that's
Man.
good. That's good.
I only have one piece of metal in my entire body.
That's enough sometimes, you know.
Everything here is made out of wood, so I guess I just don't really know.
Yeah.
But it is imposed helmet.
Like, thought it was like an automaton or something.
Metal Man.
Metal Man.
Metal Man!
The
Guy wearing armor. Metal Man.
Metal Man. It just came to me, dude. Just
That's
came.
funny.
Let's go.
Like that guy. It's
Very.
just like it did so much for his character by him just going, "All right, Metal Man." Like
That entire
the whole
interaction
character
between
established.
Vita and the local was absurd.
that was so
I'm telling
funny.
you, those wolves. No, it's birds.
Vita has a
Yeah,
short
yeah.
temper.
what was this, huh?
He never
Wolf-
does
the
well
wolves.
talking.
Wolf Scott.
Wolfhead,
There's your
wolves. I
wolves.
wasn't lying.
Yeah. You were lying. You were wrong.
Well, there were
It
no
never
wolves.
goes well when he talks to just an average worker or person.
Are you from here? Looks behind him. Fucking yeah, what? What kind of question is that?
I was like, I would know if there was an acid bird pile right outside 20 feet away from me.
Oh.
It's just not patient.
Alright, guys, my cat won't stop yowling.
Yowl.
Yowling moment.
He's being very, very well right now.
I realized I forgot. For the Felix description, I forgot that he is a half elf. Very briefly, so he doesn't have pointy ears like Halson. John, you probably look at Felix and go, I think he's an elf. And then the other two would look at him and go, that human has some pointy ears.
Oh, such is the life.
So it's not like as fucking angular, but his ears are like longer than an average human's.
You know, is Dhaka like on the way? Because I wasn't looking at the Sumia map, but Kihiasi is so much bigger. Like, it's just worth it to go there. We might as well just go straight there, unless.
Kihiasi is a very large city. They told me it was very scenic. Is the word they
let's
use. Scenic.
let's just skip Dhaka, man. Fuck them. Look how big
Yeah.
I mean,
Kihiasi is.
we could go to Kiasi. I'm not sure how likely it is it would help us find Gatch. We know that Gatch is somewhere in the Tilgi Forest, and that the
What if
Tilgi Forests are
he's,
massive, and that he's coming, and him and the wolves are coming from the north. I just don't know if the north means directly north of here, into the woods, because there is no major settlement directly north of here for quite a while, or if it's as the road goes.
Siskin said northern Tilki Forest, so the
Mm.
top half of the Tilki Forest.
Kihiasi is probably our best bet. 'Cause
Got
that's
it.
really
Be a
big.
good jumping off point.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go to Kihiasi.
It's like a white circle, like awaits. It must be really big.
Huge.
It actually only has 15 houses,
But they're all really big.
and they're massive. They're
They got 15 apartment buildings.
Mm-hmm.
got 15
Hope
Buckies.
Steven has the Kihiasi map.
I do not, but y'all have to fucking get there first.
Which will be easy.
It's the most
You
guys
just have to
like
go
us.
through the
Turn, I-
wandering clearing. It's
Yeah,
so
dude.
open.
How hard could it be?
So I will
I
say
wonder.
it is around 6 p.m. now.
Oh,
It took y'all to get this distance about 5 days to Riddock. So to travel here would probably take around, I don't know, do some math. Like
If
8
we're taking the
days.
roads, so it's even slower, right? 'Cause it's
Yeah, it depends. It depends
I
on
mean-
how y'all want to do it. Do y'all want to do a straight shot, or do y'all want to take the roads? Roads are a little bit safer, but y'all
roads,
are also
please.
Probably
pretty good.
roads.
Yeah, roads.
Do we have any
Yeah.
horses?
Enough shit is happening. Yeah, yeah, man. I wish we had horses.
We can't. I'm sure. Can we rent some here?
I don't think
Can we
this
not
place
rent?
is
Can we
big
buy
enough.
some?
Can
Dude,
Felix
they
turn into a
only have
horse?
wood.
What? We're only like a day away from Riddock. How much time would horses save? Because a day's travel to Riddock to get the horses would probably be worthwhile if the horses
Give us that math,
approximately double our
Stevie.
speed.
Yeah,
Give
give
us
us that
that
math,
math.
Come on,
major.
man.
I got it all here. I got it all here. One second.
Jeez.
I got the horse math right here.
I just realized Alden's dead fucking body is still on the map.
Yeah,
Yep,
He
still
didn't even
there.
die there.
that's where he died.
Where he
Oh
does.
wait, no, he didn't.
He didn't.
That's where he
Put him in
died.
a wait. Put him in
I'll-
a
Hide in
wait.
a way.
I'll put him in a wade. Yeah, I got him in a wade. There we go. There he is.
Yeah.
Pilgrimage.
Damn, he go
It's
real
a
fast.
Rom tornado. I don't know what
Don't worry
it is,
about it.
man.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
The what?
Just right
Rom.
under, like down here. Rom tornado.
There's so many things in Sumia that really defy
yeah.
explanation.
The fact we've stayed like pretty much only in Oade, in the Tilgi Forest, and Riddock, like the same 3 locations, is nuts.
Nope.
There's so much shit that we just haven't.
What
bought.
size, Steven, is Riddock just a black dot? Or is it a black white dot?
Riddock is a black dot. So
Which is crazy because Riddock is massive in
yeah,
terms of like
so-
fantasy cities.
So
Kikia's
It's gonna be Kiyasi's gonna be 08 size. That's
Dude,
fucked
also the pit. How wide is the pit?
Yeah,
The
there's
pit
the
is the
pit.
size
Pit
of
is
a-
pit is
300
the size of
miles
Ohio.
in
The pit-
diameter.
It's the size of
Yeah.
Ohio. So
That's
That's fucked up.
Why did you have that fun fact ready to pull
Dude,
out?
imagine being
said
the
it
guy
before.
that discovers that and just walking around the entire like circumference and be like, it's just
yeah,
it's Ohio.
I
the size of
Don't
Ohio.
like large
hope-
pits in real life have like fucked up stuff with air or something in it, so like you can't fly above it.
That's near where Vita's from.
I was
also.
surprised that the gravity's fucked up.
No, Vita's from Sears.
Like, okay, why does the pit have stairs to the bottom, do not enter, and the wise ones? That last bit is what
y'all
gets me.
just gotta find out, dude. That's just all I'm saying.
One of these days, we'll take a vacation to
go.
the pit.
There's no
Yeah.
way Steven has every single one of these things in the description either. He's just like, yeah, we'll figure that out. I'll call
No,
it the
he
wise
does.
ones.
That's
and We'll
enough.
figure something
Dude.
great out later.
My,
That's
my
enough.
only goal for this campaign now is to piss off the side of the pit.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I want to go to Fem. Look at bottom right. It's just Fem.
Of course, he wants to go to Fem.
Yep.
Yes, man.
Yep.
I have a paragraph for every place, at least.
It's an
That's
island
insane.
of only women.
Sumia and Sappho lives there.
But
Also, feel like I need some explanation on overgrown shrine to an undecided city. What could he mean by that?
Deity.
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 Coffin folk sounds metal.
Can I even
Uh,
read?
No.
But I will say, based off
Pluto,
the
you gotta
dots,
shut up.
the black dots are towns, which I'll just give you the rundown real quick. So towns are anywhere from 100,000 to 1,000,000 people, which is what we would normally call a city. And then the black dot with the white circle, which is Kihihasi, that's a city, which is 1,000,000 to 10,000,000. And then Oade is what I call a mega city, which is more than 10,000,000. So Oade had
Entire countries.
Oade had like 25 million people that lived in Oade.
Entire
Fuck.
countries.
So Kihihasi is probably, well, I know the actual population, it's around 5 million.
Steven has a
So-
little counter so that he keeps track in real time when
Population.
Die
when
and are
NPCs
born.
die and are born. He's like, and today on day what,
The
It's been 2
population
days,
of
which means 30
Shanghai is
people have been born.
25
Steven,
million.
what's
I
the
do have a
approximate
big timeline.
Sumia worldwide population?
Um,
But to the best of scholars and demographers' knowledge.
the census takers.
probably
Demographers.
probably around 1 billion, I'd say.
1 billion Sumians.
The population of Chongqing, the largest city in China, is 30 million people.
Holy
So
shit.
like, oh wait,
Yeah.
Not
There's
really.
like 10 Chong Kings here.
welcome to Sumia, bud. Leave
We
your
got
expectations at the
10
door.
Kong Kings.
Take your pussy ass back to Forgotten Realms, man.
Yeah.
We Sumia.
Right,
We're like
Fuck
mega
you.
cities in this bitch.
so you all are. It's around 6 p.m. What is your plan? You are probably
What's the
about.
horse
Well,
math?
we get we got
Oh,
the horse. math.
Sorry, yep, I got the horse math. So you can travel
distracted.
about roughly 20 miles a day. On a horse, you can travel 32 miles a day. So it's a little bit more than 50% better.
So we probably don't save much time losing a day. We save a little bit of time losing a day to go back to Riddock.
I mean, we're good.
But we also travel in substantially more comfort. I know that doesn't actually matter to us players who are going to
Doesn't matter to me.
skip most of this.
What if we pick up horses at Kihiasi? Because if we go to Redock and get one now, it won't make too much of a difference. But like from then on, we'll just be 50%
Yeah, we can probably get
That,
horses. to
that
keep.
works, yeah.
If we think we're going to be doing kind of a tour of the Togi Forest, looking for Gatch
gonna
on the
be.
hunt, then yes,
Yeah.
I think that's probably the moves. But
Okay.
I kind of thought maybe we would only be going to Kiasi. But if you guys want to go all around, then getting the horses in Kiasi is good.
I think we'll probably learn a lot more of where we can find Gatch and Kihiasi because it's so big, and then we can go north with horses to get him.
Yeah,
That's what
Mhm.
I thought.
I like that idea.
Look at the
I
people,
agree.
people for you to fight today, John.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe.
The professor.
The
Plus one.
professor. So
The
are
doctor.
y'all?
Professor?
And
The
doctor.
professor. Are y'all heading straight to Kiyasi? Is what we're doing?
Roads.
Are you
Road.
taking the
The
road?
road.
Taking the road.
Okay.
Road.
So
You're
you're gonna.
passing the wandering clearing. If
So
that's
how?
what you're trying to ask.
I mean, you all could go by there if you wanted, but I'm just saying that. When are you getting on the road? Because
Probably
like,
as soon as we can.
so like, are you going
just
south
spend
to
the
get on the
night-
road,
Oh.
or
Oh, I
are
see what
you
you're saying.
cutting across? Are you doing this? Are you doing that?
Where do we last see the road? We would have seen it leaving Riddock,
road,
right?
The road connects with Riddock.
I'd say we would
let me
just go
move
south
y'all.
and
like
then
you can see
yeah.
the road kind like you all directly are
Oh,
like
I see.
right here. Y'all are like
I think we
go
maybe
south.
go south until we get kind of close to Riddock and then give it a wide berth off to the road, but like within sight of Riddock, if
I'll
that
be
makes
looking
sense.
at our map. I'm gonna say,
Let's
does
just
anybody
go-
want to
Let's just
stop
go
by?
east.
Yeah,
And
I
then leave the
agree.
road.
I think the straight line is the best way to get there.
I think if we want to hit the, let's just go 100 miles. So
Let's do
like, we'll go here,
I think we should take a most southerly path,
and then
like that. I just think the sooner we get on the
hold on,
road,
it'll
the
be,
better.
hold on. It's gonna be a total of.
Because you were kind of drawing more like
Oh,
this. Like I know this is slower, but I want to be on the road for more of it.
I don't know, okay, you guys decide.
275 miles. 275 miles that way.
That's 13, 14 days, 2 weeks. 4 days.
225 miles if we go
11 days.
directly east.
Saves 50 miles.
I mean, it's 14 or it's like 3 days. I'm fine going east, but my vote is to diagonal onto the road.
I wanna be in the woods for a little bit to see if we can like see if there's any effects of
Alright.
the forest.
Okay,
I don't
I
think
buy
I'm back.
that.
Yeah.
Let's go east.
Does anyone want to stop by the wandering clearing when we pass it?
I
Or
mean,
no?
I think the wandering clearing is like the whole thing. So I mean, I think once we get
Do
to
I
the
know
road,
what the
we'll
wandering
be in
clearing
it.
is?
So these stars are points of interest that, if you're familiar with an area, you're going to definitely have heard about. So for sure, you Felix know. Like it's like, for instance, one of the stars is Baku's Peak, right? People know about Baku's Peak because it stands out. I mean, it's the tallest mountain in a series of very spiky mountains. So it's like, oh, that's fucking Baku's Peak, right? So the Wandering Clearing, you have heard about, Felix. I'll say make a roll, Turlon. You would be the only other person for just, this would be an occultism check.
Now I definitely want to go to the Wandering Clearing. If that's a fail, I'd like to use religion with cognitive crossover.
It is, yeah, go use religion. Does that mean you roll again or you just add?
Yes, I roll again.
Okay. 'Tis better. I'll
Roll
say,
anything or not?
no, Felix, you just know about the Wandering Clearing. Like, if you're familiar with an area, which you definitely, like, you know all the stars in the Tilgi Forest, basically. The Wandering Clearing is a large, and you know this, Turlon, just because it fascinated you to hear about it. Felix, you've never been. But it's probably a good, people say it's like a 40-mile wide clearing in the middle of the forest. But what is strange about it is when people have visited it, you know, if they sleep in it, or even as they're just trying to stay on the edge of it, it seems to slowly creep around, as in trees that it kind of moves into just slowly sink into the ground, as if it's like marsh into the ground, and then slowly the clearing kind of consumes it. And then as it's leaving an area, trees emerge from the ground that once were within the clearing, but all of the leaves have kind of been torn off. The branch is still intact, but it is barren, so it kind of leaves this trail of these empty trees of leaves. But they kind of slowly grow back, so it's like if you were to look at a bird's eye view, you just see the circle and kind of just this gray kind of fade to it as more and more leaves begin to grow on the trees, as it hasn't been impacted the clearing. So it's a wandering clearing. That's what you know about it. So it's a fascinating anomaly. It's not like you haven't heard anything like dangerous about it necessarily, but that's all you know because you've never visited it personally. And Turlon, you just heard about this, you know, crazy fucking clearing that consumes trees and then spits them out leafless as it wanders around at a slow but still quite fast for something that should not travel pace.
I've always wanted to go investigate the Wandering Clearing. That's like, but that's also, it feels like a pretty serious ordeal, and I don't know how comfortable I feel taking on something like that when we already have. I don't know. I feel like the Gatch business is pretty pressing.
All right.
I'd like to come back here, make no mistake, but I don't know. I think we already got our
We'll
plates.
add it to the docket.
Put it on the
We're going
list.
to pass pretty close to it.
I mean, we can see if
Let's
what
take a
we
little
can
peek
see.
when we get over there.
Just a little
And
peek.
besides, if it moves anyway, it's fine. Move towards us.
I just want to see it a little bit.
I think whatever it is something at the center and is deep underground, which will take a while to figure out.
Something really big.
Another dragon.
Yeah.
All interesting
Alright.
things. So it's around 6 p.m. As you all are deciding to head east. Are you going to stay here in this village for the night? Are you going to travel a little bit? You could probably get a good 2-3 hours of travel in.
I mean, it doesn't Felix want more time in the woods, so let's get him some woods gaming.
Plus,
woods
yeah,
game.
I also, this is the reason I got that made, I should say, that nice ass tent. So we wouldn't have to, so we could be out in the wilds.
Oh, under the stars.
Could save us some time.
All right. Then I will say, for just this trip, how long do y'all want to travel? I mean, you all woke up pretty early this morning, around 6 in the morning. So it's up to y'all. It's 6 p.m. now. How many hours do you want to travel?
Tired.
I want to, like, till the sun begins to set. Gets too hard
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
You gotta wake up.
travel about 2.5 hours.
I can carry you, man. Do you want me to carry you?
No.
Okay.
So I'll
It's
say
getting
that
fussy.
you travel 5 miles, which is a nice distance.
Hell yeah.
If 95 to go. But
Five down, 200 to go.
you all bed for
Yeah. What was that voice?
you all bed
What
for the
was
night. Is
that?
there
My
any-
road trip voice.
anything that you all want to discuss with one another, or should we get right into sleeping?
Oh no!
Hey, guess
Let's get
what's
into
for
it.
dinner?
What is
Your
it?
hog?
Boar.
I would get the boy for days.
Would anyone like to be the test of one of my new spells, real quick?
What type of test? What type of spell?
Yeah, gonna need more info on that.
It's a yes or no.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Not at all.
All right.
Good
Right.
luck, John. I think you're the only one who can do this.
I'm not fighting anything after this, right?
No, you're not. No.
I take
Okay,
a nice
good.
step back.
This is me practicing using a spell without saying any words or making any emotions.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
going to cross my arms. I'm just going to look at John. I'm just going to think the spell and try and cast it that way.
John stands perfectly
Does it
still.
work?
Can't see any emotion through the mask
Can I
of the
cast the
stance.
spell that way? I guess I should ask.
Heavily depends on the spell. Which spell?
Okay.
You can DM it to me if you want, but
No, it's
Okay.
fine. I'll attempt to cast Shrink on
Shrink.
John,
okay.
just mentally.
So it has the manipulate trait, so that means you need to use your hands. So you try and do it.
Okay.
It does not consume the spell slot, but you feel yourself trying to do it. It's just nothing's fucking happening.
All right. I'll say, all right, give me a second. And I'll kind of do like on a phone and pinch the
Mhm.
air and squeeze.
All right. Since you are willing, John, suddenly, okay, I see. You all look at John. Vita does this, and you see these two lines, these two purple lines, kind of go to the top and the bottom of John. And as Vita does this, you see those lines contract as now about a foot tall. You now see John. You are now a tiny creature.
I'm a
Oh.
little action figure.
Man.
This is how the last
Alright.
guy died.
No,
All right.
no,
Kinda.
this is
All
different.
right.
Okay.
It
Feeling
lasts
good,
for,
John?
Okay, alright, okay.
it'll last for 5 minutes.
Is this all it does?
You got this for 5 minutes. Yes. Now,
Okay. What
now,
should I do?
look. I don't know. But now, if we need to ever get anywhere small or something, or if we have to pretend to be a kid, we can do it.
I don't think kids are proportioned like this.
The two only applications of this spell.
A foot
Small
well,
places.
How hard can I punch
silver
like this?
impersonation.
I just thought it. I don't know. Punch something.
I go over
Punch
and
a tree.
I find a tree and I just start wailing on it.
Okay. I'll say that it is not doing as much damage as you know what you could do to a tree, but it's doing something. I mean, you're still punching a
Yeah.
tree, but it's as if a 1 foot tall person started punching a tree.
This kind of sucks. Never use this on me.
All right.
So
I
what
just
is-
wanted to
what are you
practice.
testing?
I've had a bad record recently of using my spells for the first time in a dire situation, so I wanted to just get a couple out there and make sure I know how it works before something
I
happens.
assume we're like kind of sitting on logs around a campfire. You see John just kind of like ugh, roll up on the top of the log and just kind of sit
Wiggling
there.
his little feet.
Does this only work on friends, or
One willing person, creature.
oh, it has to be willing?
Nope.
Yeah. Yes.
I suppose it raises an interesting question of what the shrink candy would do to him. Would it get him even
I don't-
smaller?
I don't want to see that.
I'm not saying we should try. I don't know.
My helmet would probably crush me.
I imagine it would just shrink me down to an inch because that's what the shrink candy explicitly does. But like, yeah, what would happen to my gear? Would it stay shrunk? Probably.
The gear does not shrink with the
Yeah, but it would stay shrunk with the spell.
with the
For
spell.
5
No,
minutes.
it says as soon as it is removed, which it would be because you would be instantly disrobed. It goes to its
yeah.
normal size.
I see.
Yeah, you'd be crushed then. All right. Well, that's it. We can go to bed. I just want to see how that spell worked.
Is there like
Awesome.
Yeah, Y'all got some dangerous ass candies.
It's only 5 minutes. It's
Mhm.
just not enough time. I wanted to go see if I could find like a reasonably sized animal to ride around.
Not enough
You
time.
could always ask
Not
Felix.
enough time.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
It's humiliating. Anyway,
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Not enough freaking time. Not enough freaking
I,
time.
I like to imagine that when the spell ends, it sounds like a balloon being filled up with air. Like, yeah.
Nope.
Mhm.
You are now back to your normal size.
Cool.
All right.
Anything else
Well,
before
good night,
sleeping?
everyone.
What time do you want to wake up?
Bright and early.
Okay.
Okay. I will say that you all begin to head to sleep. Let's get some nice forest night sounds.
Oh, it's so cozy.
Forest night sounds. Put this on repeat. Surely nothing bad will happen tonight. You all are
Oh god, we're gonna get gassed.
heading, or sleeping. You all, the four of you, are within Felix's tent. Nice little cozy little tent. Is your tent like huge on the inside, or is it just nice? Like it's just temperature controlled? I don't remember.
Let's see. 4-person tent provides several benefits for those who rest within. The climate inside the tent is comfortable, withstand most hostile weather conditions. Heat, cold, powerful storms, wind or hurricane force or greater.
Hurricane's crazy.
So, but incredible heat, powerful storms, and winds of hurricane force or greater can still damage the tent. But otherwise, it's like we're unaffected by weather.
Gotcha.
Mundane pests such as solitary, ordinary insects avoid the tent. Those swarms and giant insects can attack the tent as normal. Once you pitch the tent, only you can easily move it. Any other creatures must succeed at a DC 20 athletics check to do so. Finally, the tent automatically camouflages with its surroundings, requiring a searching creature to succeed a DC 22 perception check to notice it.
Sick. So it's not, but it is still a 4-person tent, which is decently
Yes.
sized. But it's a very nice tent within.
Are we doing a watch, by the way, boys?
That's up to
Oh,
you.
we should. I
Then
can
we
take
are.
first watch.
Okay.
I'll get 2.
I'll get 3. I'll go to bed early.
Let Vita rest.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
And Neat.
Give me a perception check, John.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Good to know. Vita, you are sleeping. I need you to give me a dream roll for me.
Bug.
Dream.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I like the big
Yeah.
numbers. I like
The
the big numbers.
dreamer.
Let's go, the
'cause I get
dreamer.
The dreamer. What's that? Okay.
Well,
Set
give
the
the
owl
sleeping
up,
time
man.
music now.
Yeah. Vita, the dream you remember is you see there is a flash of white, and you find yourself once again in this endlessly flat, perfectly white plane of soft glowing light. There's just pure blackness above you. And there's a faint glow on the horizon all around you, just kind of bleeding into the blackness of the sky. Once again, you can look down and you see that you are not wearing any clothes, but your skin this time is just a slight purplish hue. Thinking back to it once you wake up, not as purple as your skin is right now, but ever so slightly in between. I'd like you to roll another D100 for me.
What?
Unfortunately, you remember the dream quite well, and you know that
Oh no.
during the dream, for 43 hours, what it feels like,
Oh,
You-
Hitachi.
Yeah.
you run,
Uh-oh.
you walk, you yell into the emptiness, you wait, you sit, you spend 43 hours not getting tired, not
Oh my god.
sleeping, not being able to sleep even when you try, not getting hungry, but just existing for that amount of time. As you are running at one point near the end of these 43 hours, you see so far off in the distance, must be miles away considering there's nothing in this place. You see just a small, just black dot against the horizon of the glow. And as you get closer, you start sprinting towards it. You haven't seen anything this entire time. You find a creature that's about 5 feet tall. It's kind of hunched over, has this armadillo-like shell, wide shoulders, but it has a bug-like face with these 2 large kind of circles that are filled with just like thousands of eyes. It has kind of these bent arms with these 3 large claws on each, and then 2 legs that their knees bend backwards with these 3 large claws as well on its feet. And it's just walking along, just in a straight line. And you remember you call out to the creature, "Hey!" It looks back at you very slowly, and it begins speaking a language that is very deep and guttural, like this sound towards you. And in the dream, you know you don't know this language. But Vito, when you're recalling this dream, you've heard this language once before. Jujan was chanting it towards the storm when he was creating it. You remember saying, I don't understand. And then the creature then switches. "Ah, then you are a newcomer, then." Its voice is kind of raspy, but not in that it's old, but it's as if you were speaking to it at the end of a very long day. You remember saying, "Where am I?" And there's a desperation in your voice that you have never done before in real life. The creature kind of chuckles a little bit. "You must be very new, then. You are within Alkasan. Wherever you are from, my friend, you are hopelessly far from it." You say, "How did I get here? How did you?" "I do not know. If you do not remember, then you will never know." The creature kind of turns its head upwards. "There is no time here. I mean, even if there was a way of measuring it, it would serve no use. There simply is no time." You say, "There must be a way out. If I..." "My friend," the creature kind of raises its claw hand towards you. "There is no way out. All you can do is exist. You will not die here, but you will not feel pain here, as there is no one to hurt you." You can feel yourself start to breathe in heavily, kind of hyperventilate, and the creature sighs. "Look, I know it's frightening. No one chooses to be here, but you must be strong." The creature kind of pauses as it looks at you. It sees that you're freaking out and slowly kind of shakes its head. "You know, I met someone a while ago behind me saying that they had heard there was someone called the Dark One who was offering a way out for people. I don't believe them, as I've heard many of these tales. But if you wish to see yourself, they were headed that way," and he points directly behind him. "You better get at walking. You get better at walking in straight lines the more you're here." And the creature begins to walk away. You start to breathe slightly slower upon hearing there's a potential way out. You call out, "Wait! What is your name, in case I see you again?" The creature stops and slowly turns back to you. "We will not meet again." A flash of white, and that is how your dream
Fuck.
ends.
Oh.
Oh, what the fuck
That
was
was
that?
Gat.
What is
That was
that?
Gat.
What is
Oh.
that?
What is
Well,
that?
it can't be good. It can't be
Can
good.
you
I'm
describe what the
saying.
man.
critter looked like again?
A bug with the
A
armadillo
bug,
shell.
Let me...
Dylan fearfully. A bug!
A fucking
What the
bug!
fuck was that? 43
Bug!
hours?
Yeah.
Gonna touch
See,
it.
the last time you had this
Got
kind of
Genjutsu.
dream, You rolled a 3 on the dream roll, and so you do not remember any of those hours. But when you wake up, you fucking remember these hours of.
Oh shit!
Uh,
Damn.
This is kind of what the art is like. Let me put it in the chat. Not exactly though.
Ah, yeah.
Kind of has these different bug eyes though. And different claws for hands, but similar like
Looks like
that.
it's fuck.
Turlon, I need a dream roll from you, please.
Hey, good luck, buddy.
Well,
Good luck.
I'm normally a lot happier to give you a dream roll, but given the circumstance, I'm not really
Have fun with
feeling
that.
too chipper about it. Watch me get a dream roll and it's like fucking cupcakes and candy.
You get your own giant bug.
46.
I really don't want my own giant bug, Steven. You really don't have to.
No giant bug, don't worry. You once again find yourself floating in this blackened space. Just completely pitch black all around you. But in front of you, you can feel yourself floating as if you're floating in water, but there's simply no liquid touching your skin. As you look in front of you, there are 3 large tarot cards floating in this space as well, outlined in white light. You see the back of them has this intricate design, but primarily there is a circle with 3 large circles surrounding it, or not 3 large, sorry, 12 large circles surrounding it in various colors. And you remember the card on the left rotating around to reveal the other side of the card, which is just, as you're looking through it into a different space, this space looks to be the inside of a dark tent, and you remember your body moving towards it. The tent, from what you remember, it's maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. You are now floating within this tent as if you have a bird's eye view. You're maybe 10 feet up. It's maybe 20 feet by 20 feet, kind of rises 15 feet up with a wedge-shaped roof. There's some grass below, which you remember. You recognize this tent. You've been in similar tents before. This is kind of a sleeping personnel tents for the madhouse. There are 4 beds in the various corners. One of them is empty. The others appear to have figures within them, kind of personal belongings around them. And as you're just kind of in this space, there is very similarly sounds to what you're listening to right now, as if there is nature around. Small little insect sounds around. But suddenly, a figure in the back left shoots up in the bed, yells out in surprise, "Fenar!" The other figures kind of shift in their slumber. And you can see, based off of the voice and the figure that has shot up, you recognize them as Goyla, who is a small gnomish woman who joined the madhouse around the same time as you. And once you are remembering this dream when you wake up, you know this to be the person who had previously interacted with Gatch. You know that you remember Goyla breathing heavy. You remember she does various things. She goes to the window. She kind of draws it shut unfurls this kind of fabric that goes from above to kind of block it out from it was open throughout the night. But what you remember is she turns around after breathing heavy, and she looks down, and then she starts to lift up her shirt, and you see this faint green glows, these 4 kind of scars across her stomach, parallel in line, and they are slowly pulsing this green light underneath the skin. And she quickly puts down her shirt and she looks up, she looks back and forth, and she runs out of the tent, and that's where it ends.
Gorgoyla.
Fuck is that about?
She deserves better.
I'm thinking I've got a bit of an idea of what it's about.
Turlon, you wake up from your dream. It is your turn to watch. Vita, John is done with your watch. You all trade off. I'd like a perception check from you if there's nothing else you want to do, Turlon.
Yeah, no, first I will do that perception check. But first, once I wake up, I will just sort of wake up in a bit of a sweat. And I just sort of breathe heavily, and I whisper Fenar under my breath a couple times. And I shake my head. And I pull out my journal to transcribe the dream as I watch around on watch. And I will take my perception check now.
Sick.
22.
Things to keep in mind. Felix,
I'd like to keep my mind.
I'd like you to roll a dream roll for me.
Okay.
Okay.
An 18.
Boo.
You
Not snoring.
wake up. Your
I
dream
yawn it.
it's odd. It doesn't feel like a dream. You've woken up and you're within the tent that you were just, you were sleeping in. It's as if you've woken up, but you feel like something's off. And you feel an urge that you must get up. And so these slowly kind of just get up, and you look around the space. Turlon is not here, but that seems okay. Turlon's probably watching. They said they would take the second watch. See John and Vita kind of sleeping within the tent. There are faint sounds of animals and insects like you hear right now throughout the forest. And Felix, as a little bit of a change from dreams, what do you do?
Oh. Look, what time of the night is it? It's probably... Can I tell?
If Turlon's not here from within the tent, not so much, but if Turlon's not here, probably around midnight.
If I don't feel, I can feel compelled to get up. Okay, so I don't feel very tired. I would like to just go sit outside. Like, sit on the ground and lean back against, like, whatever log or rock we might have used for, like, a place to sit around where I assume we set up a campfire.
Okay, so I'd imagine with this tent, is there one entrance, two entrance? Are you going by Turlon at all?
Yeah, I think there's one entrance. So if they are by the front of the tent, they'd see me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to say something to Felix, but I will just hold that and let you interject it when it is the proper time, Steven.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Felix, you go to kind of move the tent cloth out of the way, and your hand goes through it. It doesn't give purchase.
I turn around to where I was laying.
You turn around, and it's an empty space. It's where you just were.
Can I just walk through the front of the tent?
I'll say you start to begin to walk through the tent, and let me take a step back. Yeah, you start to walk towards the cloth, and instead of your head feeling like it's impacted something with the cloth, it just goes through, and suddenly you can now see, there's a moment of blackness before now you can just see outside as you walk through the front of the tent. You can see Turlon to the side, and I will say, based off your perception check, Turlon, I'll say you instantly notice Felix, and we're going to take a pause right after I say this. Not a pause like session-wise. But we're going to take a pause from this dream, this quote-unquote dream. Turlon, you look up and you see Felix emerge from the tent, not moving the cloth at all, and Felix is like halfway translucent. John, I'd like you to give me a dream roll.
Okay.
That's probably a good thing, right?
What is happening?
That's a cool little superpower.
What is
Are you a
happening?
ghost?
I'm gonna
This
hold-
is
I'm-
dead, guys. He's
I'm gonna
been
hug.
dead.
I'm gonna hug Blahag. I'm getting scared, man.
Wow.
I'm getting
John's
scared,
dream's
man.
gotta be fine.
It's gonna be
John,
normal.
I'm
It's gonna
scared,
be
I'm scared, I'm scared.
I don't
a
know
dream
about
about
that.
chopping trees.
John's slaying back beers with the guy he met with the lumberjacks, just hanging out in the woods.
Mhm.
Oh, and the guy Vita was being mean too.
Yeah, they're hanging
They've all
out.
decorated the party.
I asked him the question. You're from here, right?
You guys are from around here, yeah?
So you guys like primarily cut wood here? Yeah, I thought so. That makes
Cool.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. John, you are breathing heavy. You're within a dark cave, and the only light is shining from behind you, and your shadow falls upon a large 15-foot tall bear-like creature. You look to the left and right of you, and you see your friends laying next to you, torn to shreds. This creature has eyes that are glowing a bright orange light. Its sharp bones are kind of protruding out of its back. You recognize this creature as the Buzzy Bear. You remember rushing towards the creature, trading blows with it. And as you're fighting it, you know, as you're thinking back to this memory, you know this battle went on for longer, but suddenly the bear stops attacking you and quickly grabs one of the legs of one of your friends to the side and starts running away deeper into the cave, into the darkness. You start giving chase. As you're giving chase, the corpse that it's dragging suddenly looks up at you in terror, and it's screaming out at you, John, please, help me, please! And you recognize the bloodied face of Rashilian, who was a dwarvish fighter that you had paired with previously in a previous adventuring group. And you're rushing through, and then suddenly the cave around you disappears, and you're now rushing through a forest at night. And the bear, for its large hulking form, suddenly slowly transforms, shifts down into a wolf with only a skull for a head, with these green glowing eyes, much like the orange glowing eyes of the Buzzy Bear. But as it is dragging, now this wolf is still dragging Rashilian, and you're chasing through the woods, and then the wolf, you suddenly come upon a clearing, and there's a hole dug into the ground, and the wolf drags Rashilian down into it as she screams, and her voice slowly fades away as she gets dug deeper and deeper into the hole. And as you get up to the side of the hole, you're about to jump in, but suddenly the sides begin to crack in the ground. As the ground shakes around you, you have to take a step back as the hole suddenly starts to sink in on itself, getting wider and wider to the sides. As the ground begins to go in, the hole is getting wider as this huge ravine starts to form in front of you. Trees are falling into it. You're stepping back, and looking down deeper into this ravine, and it just goes into blackness. And as you're looking down into this ravine, you begin to see a deep green light that is beginning to pulse and pulses faster and faster. Deep within the ravine, it starts to grow, and you hear coming from the ravine, but it's filling your entire head. You hear an evil, shrill, terrifying laugh that sends shivers down your spine, and the laugh is almost hyena-like. It is quick, and it's almost chuckling as the ravine itself appears to be just moving back and forth as it is chuckling. Let me send this video of a
Video.
Fuck you mean video?
Good.
a hyena laughing, just to remind everybody what that sounds like.
Love hyenas.
I gotta watch for 5 seconds first.
Okay, that sucks.
The sound is filling your head, vibrating as the mouth of this ravine that has just opened up in this space is slowly vibrating back and forth with the laughter. And as this laugh grows louder and louder, suddenly you bolt upright. You are drenched in sweat. It's the middle of the night, and you look around. Felix and Turlon are not within the tent. Vita is sleeping. But you notice something, John, as you get up in this space. You look around, and it's like, okay, Felix, Turlon are not here, but then you look over at where Felix was laying, and you see a semi-translucent body laying there as if it's sleeping. It's Felix's body. We're going to cut back now to Turlon. You see Felix emerge, semi-translucent. Felix, you have just
Fucking
walked through a
worst
tent.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you do, Turlon? You are reacting
Sure.
first.
So, yeah, no kidding. So immediately I look at Felix, and I would say it's very clear that I immediately tense up. I'm at first relaxed. I'm just walking around the day. I'm like, oh, Felix is here. Let's talk. And then I see that Felix is translucent. I like perk up sort of immediately to kind of reach my hand towards my rapier. And with my perception check, am I able to tell whether or not this is an illusion?
With your perception check, does not look like an illusion.
Okay. So I clock that.
It moves too well to be an illusion.
This all happening very fast.
Mhm.
I noticed that I loosen up on the hand on the rapier, and I say in Elvish, I say, Felix, stop moving. Are you okay?
Felix,
The
as you
translucent-
are walking through, you see Turlon react in this way, and Turlon's mouth moves, and you don't hear anything.
Are there other noise? Like, do I hear the forest noises, or is everything completely quiet?
You still hear some bugs, and what you're hearing right now is what you hear around, but Turlon's not speaking right now.
Is it clear my mouth's moving?
You are looking right at Turlon, and mouth is moving.
I kind of like cock my head, waiting for you to respond.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm sure this is real world holding on, not game holding on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eh.
I would just have more ways I'd react if Felix wasn't doing anything right now.
Okay. Well, actually, I probably should have asked first. Would I still think this is a dream? I can't tell. Because I feel like I've had weird dreams before.
This is one of the realest dreams you've ever had. So I'll say, maybe you think it's not a dream, but this certainly ain't fucking reality, whatever the fuck's happening right now. Like,
yeah, okay.
This has never happened to you before.
Okay, yeah. So I will just say to myself, well, that's weird. Charlon, can you hear me?
You just see, Felix just kind of, say something, and no sound emerges from Felix.
I think I've gathered the situation. I think my character is smart enough to pick up on this. I'm gonna shake my head.
John, you have woken up, and Felix is translucent, and you just had this crazy fucking dream. You can still hear the echoes of the laugh in your mind.
I'm still looking around, trying to get my bearings straight, dabbing my head, trying to wipe the sweat off, and then I look over and see a translucent Felix just kind of sitting there, laying there, allegedly sleeping, and I'm like, what the? I look over at Vita, also sleeping.
Getting Kakashi'd right now.
And I'm kind of like, yeah, just kind of.
Yeah, he's actively in like a mind
Yeah.
prison.
I'm just kind of like, oh my god, what the fuck? And I like kind of reach towards Felix and
Okay.
like see how like try to poke his translucent body.
Finger goes right through Felix.
I like, fall
You
forward
feel-
because I thought I was
you-
gonna hit something, and then
you
kind of
feel
like
the-
start patting it. Was it feel like? Do I feel anything?
There, it's like an illusion. Like your hands
Okay.
just are going through it, and you hear from outside the tent. You hear Turlon say, "What did you say?"
What I originally said. What I originally said was stop, Felix.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you hear that from
Uh,
outside the tent.
I crawl outside the tent.
You,
You crawl.
I'll say, Felix, just based off of what you think, based off what you're noticing around, how far out of the tent do you think you walked?
I'm like a couple steps.
Okay. I'll say, John, you emerge through the tent, you push past the cloth, and you see standing in front of you, directly in front of you, back to you, exactly like what you just saw, translucent Felix.
I look over at Turlon and what's happening?
Well, that's good. I can hear you. I saw. Honestly, Turlon stammers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Felix can't hear us. We can't hear him, and you can
There's
see
another-
what's happening.
There's another one of him in the tent.
And Felix, you turn and you see that Turlon is speaking to someone. You turn and you see it's John. But you also cannot hear. You just hear this sound all around you.
I'm gonna pull out my my journal. I'm gonna take out a page, and I'm just going to write, "We can't hear you." And then I'm going to write, "There's another one of you on your bed." I like scribble it really fast, all in Elvish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hand the paper to him, pending whatever you must do, Stephen.
Are you doing anything, Felix?
I'm just watching. Cause like this isn't real.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching.
True.
It was a surreal
Yeah.
moment. So Turlon
Yeah.
goes to hand you a piece of paper. Do you try and take it?
No, I just look at it. What does it say?
It says,
It says,
we can't
Yeah,
Oh,
hear
it
you
you.
says
did.
exactly.
yeah.
Wow. I poke it to see if my finger goes through, which it does.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Um,
the other versions of you, or the other two people see Felix just go through this piece of paper.
And the note also said there's another. Okay, yeah. If you say there's another fucked up dream, this is. I can still walk. Can I sit on like? Can I go sit like I wanted to? Actually, yeah. No, I want to go sit like I wanted to against like whatever log or stump or stone we were using as like seats.
Yeah, you go over and you sit just fine. You all
I
see
just kinda
Felix just kind of move around,
Stretch
move, and then
like
sit
this.
down. Starts stretching.
I'll look
Looking
to
at
John,
Turlon like,
and
what
I'll,
the fuck, man?
yeah, I shrug in response. And I kind of like, I don't, it's beyond me.
Do
Okay,
you want to see
maybe?
the other one?
Sure.
Okay.
I look over to Felix again, like for a
Not like
second.
ritual.
Oh, I know. I just look for a second, and I look back at John. Let's try to figure something out quickly.
Yeah.
Go inside.
There's a
Yeah.
translucent body of Felix sleeping on Felix's bed.
I'm gonna look at it. Look at him. I know this is silly, and I don't think it'll do anything, but I'm gonna look at him through my mirror.
Okay. You see the reflection in the mirror. You see a translucent Felix in the mirror.
see if there's anything I have that could be interesting in this situation.
I want to go look over at the Felix on the outside.
Okay.
What is he doing?
What do you see?
What I'm doing is I'm just sitting on the ground, leaning against a log. And I'm just kind of staring into like a patch of the tree line that's broken where you can just kind of see the sky, and I'm just kind of sitting and looking.
Okay. And I want to kind of crouch down and poke this one as well.
Okay. I'll say that Felix, you see John kind of squat down, and John goes to poke. Once again, this is all silent. You just kind of hear, you don't even hear John approach. It's just kind of John silently walks towards you. And you see that John goes to poke. For you, John, your finger just goes through Felix. But for you, Felix, it's odd. John's finger touches your skin, but its hand continues to move, and it kind of scrunches in. And then as it comes back out, it's it looks like it poked you, basically. But from you, John, did not poke. And I'll say that, Felix, you feel John poke you.
If I also want to say this, if I had like a moment, because the moment I would have seen Tarlon's writing, I would have been like, all right, whatever. This is a fucked up dream, and I would have tried to think, like, search within myself, and trying to identify what that like urge to get up was, and like go outside the tent. Like, do I still have an urge to move somewhere, or now that I'm outside, am I like fine?
Now that you're outside, you feel fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just like look a little annoyed and like try to poke it back.
And as you try and poke John back, I'll say, Felix, you look like you poked John, same as he just poked you, but John, you see Felix's hand go through you for a moment.
Okay.
And I'll just look back to where I was before.
I don't know if I should be fucking with this. I don't know what this is. Okay. I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a rock and just kind of toss it on Felix's like lap.
Okay. How big?
Like just palm size, or like something kind of smaller than that.
Pebble.
Yeah.
Roll. Roll an attack. It's not against DC or AC, but
What it
just
be?
roll an unarmed strike.
An unarmed strike. Unarmed attack.
Yep.
Okay.
I love
Nice.
Pathfinder numbers. Let me see what DC this would be against. Wow.
Much to think about.
Meets it, beats it.
Against
So, John, as you toss this pebble at Felix, Felix, you see John begin to pass a pebble towards you, and as it strikes you, Felix, suddenly your vision just flashes and you are within the tent. And Turlon, I'll say, what were you doing in this moment?
I'd say I was mostly like inspecting. We don't need to roll because obviously it seems like it's resolved, but I was probably mostly inspecting Felix's body for any signs of being tampered with.
Okay, so I'll say Felix instantly, no longer translucent, back to fully there. Felix, you open your eyes, you're laying on the ground, Turlon's right in front of you. John, the translucent Felix, disappears.
Oh! I count him!
Okay. I'll go.
I pull back. I like kind of like pull back as you do that.
Personal space, Tarlon. Yeah. What is it?
I raised my eyebrows.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I looked at Vita real quick just to make sure I've not like woken him up.
Stuck in his
And
43-hour
then
time prison.
I don't think anything's waking this guy
I turned back to Felix and whispering under my breath in Elvish. I'm not going to whisper as a player, but I whisper, "Sorry, you. Do you remember what just happened? You disappeared. You went transparent. It
They're running
seemed
the
you couldn't
tent.
interact with your body. There were two of you. We
Oh
were
my
trying to.
God.
We could discuss it when you wake up. But that's why I was so close to your body. It wasn't exactly here a
Ugh,
moment ago.
what do you mean? That was real?
I look in the tent.
Oh,
Oh,
did you?
oh, I thought I
Yes,
killed him.
yes. That. What did you do,
Dude,
John?
I just threw a rock. First I poked him, and then I threw a rock at him.
Oh, do you think throwing a rock again would make him transparent again?
Maybe. Let's
Are
try
you-
it.
Don't say that.
Let's not try
Yeah.
it.
Are
Okay.
y'all trying to talk quietly? Are y'all whispering
Yes,
right now?
I'm trying not to wake Vita up like just as a
Yeah.
character, but as a player, I recognize
Just
at
making
this
sure.
point Vita waking up would be useful for our game dynamic.
I came in with a lower
Um,
voice, and once I
Hey,
realized Turlon was
do it.
whispering, I started
Do it.
whispering.
I'm just trying
Do
not
what
to
you're
wake
doing.
Vita up. Um, were you dreaming something related to that, Felix?
No, that was the dream.
Well, I imagine this is all very upsetting. Do you want to discuss it and its implications now, or when you wake up?
When I wake up's fine.
All right, sleep well. You had first. Did you? Which watch did you have?
Third.
Third watch.
I can take over the rest of your watch
No.
Felix,
Is it my time yet?
in like an hour.
Yeah, an hour.
John,
Alright, well, I'm gonna sleep for an hour.
All right.
Honk shoe, honk shoe, honk
I
shoe.
go back to bed. I love Sumia.
You go back to watch. You got an hour left to watch.
Oh right, I forgot it was my watch. I
have to
don't know
go.
why I thought it was
Yeah.
John's watch. Yeah, I go back to watch.
I'll say the rest of your watch is uneventful, Turlon. Felix, it's your watch. Give me a
I'm
perception
going
check.
to briefly when Felix comes out, and just as we kind of swap for watches, as I wake him up, I'm just gonna say, I hope you're okay. Best of luck out there. If you see anything or if that transparent thing happens again, feel free to shake me if you can to wake me up.
We'll do
And
that,
I
champ.
go back to bed.
Ugh. Felix does not feel very well because he got his REM cycle messed up. Woke up an hour early. Now he's
Yup.
all tired. Shit sucks.
Give me
Okay,
a
my
perception check.
check.
You
I'm
hear
gonna-
some.
We get hero points every game.
Mm-hmm.
You already know I'm about to use that shit. Bam.
Huge.
Huge.
Wow. How about killing myself?
I'll say your sleep cycle was kind of messed up, so your eyes kind of slowly start turning,
Morphle.
and then you start hearing, and into the little
And
clearing outside, you see a little hog slowly just walking around.
It's fucking hogs.
Like a small hog or like an adult hog?
It looks like a baby hog.
Oh, we killed its mom earlier.
I'll be like, gone. Shoot. But on a more druid, I know.
Mm-hmm. As soon as
like,
it sees you, it
Get out of
you know, goes
Go
off.
back to
But
your family.
the rest of your watch goes off without a hitch.
Jeez.
You all wake up in the morning.
Another
I'd like-
horrible night.
I also want to do. Since
Do
I'm
I wake
awake,
up?
If you want to do something before everyone wakes up, Felix, you may.
yeah,
You should.
While I'm on my watch, I just would like to take this nice, quiet time because I was having a great time just sitting. It's
Mm-hmm.
very relaxing, peaceful. I would like to just kind of think back on what I know about the Fae, because Alex wants to ask. So, you said that I taught myself that language when I was studying.
When you were younger, it was an interest to you. It was something
Okay.
that you heard about. It was fascinating, this kind of otherworldly but still natural realm almost that people spoke of fascinated you. So you probably know more about Fae than a lot of other druids, just because it doesn't pertain to a lot of druids.
Got you. Well, I'd like to just kind of think about what I know and just kind of ponder, like, well, should probably try to talk to someone that knows about Fae, or maybe a fairy itself.
Mm-hmm. Give
Try to go
me
back over what I know, where to
a
find
nature
them.
check, if you may.
Wowee!
It's a high DC. I'll tell you that beforehand.
Oh no! Man, it's in alphabetical order, and I lose nature every time. All right.
You're looking back and in your head, and you know that the Fae goes by many names. Realm of the Fae. There's also in the Fae realm, Fae Wild. You know that what seems to be a common descriptor of it is that it is almost a nonsensical, natural mirror of the world of Sumia. It is almost it's nature on steroids is like one of the best ways of describing it. Nature is if there were no rules. And that's always fascinated you by it. And I'll say that's all that really kind of comes to mind is there's almost this mirror element that comes up quite a bit when thinking and studying and reading about Fae.
Curious.
Curiouser.
Yeah, I'll just kind of groggily go through my watch, pondering.
Mm-hmm. Hog interrupts it for a little bit, but you all wake up.
The moment I wake up, I scream.
Oh my god!
Like,
I
how are we
scream.
talking? Like long.
Ah! Ah! Alkasan!
I kind of like freak out, like turn, like jump up.
God.
I kind of like reach for my rapier for a minute before realizing that Vita's just yelling. I say, what's wrong, Vita? What's wrong?
I run and I lunge at Turlon.
Uh,
The dark one!
I'm gonna actually, if you do that, I'm actually gonna like full up stance, like push you to the
Fine.
side. Like I'm gonna like full up elbow you and
From my
push you away.
perspective, I'm 44 hours into this. So,
That's fine. That's fine. I understand what you're doing.
no.
Yeah, if Vita jumps at me, I'm going to try to just like fucking elbow him
Yeah.
in the face and just push him out of the way and like probably grab his neck if I succeed.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
No, that's Vita attacking, right? Was that me? I argue. I feel like I'm defending in this situation.
I mean, are you attacking Turlon, or are you just trying to grab Turlon?
I'm trying to grab.
Okay, then give me an athletics check, or not athletics. Yeah,
Another day,
athletics.
another traumatic Vita moment.
Another day, another awful dream.
You try and go to grab Turlon, and Turlon, you see Vita try and grab you, and you're able to stand up before he's able to do so.
Okay, is he on the ground?
Did you get up to try and grab Turlon, or did you crawl over?
Yeah, I'm lunging.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
got
post
it.
lunge, what is his position? On the
It's-
ground, wiped out, or
It
standing?
was not a critical failure, so I'll say still standing.
Okay, are you coming back at me, or do you look like you're just
Grab
not
him
doing
again.
anything?
Grab him again.
Yeah, I'm coming to just grab the first person I see.
Okay, I'm gonna grab you by your neck. And
Alright.
slam you into the ground.
Maybe when I fucking choke you out.
Give
Okay, well-
me an athletics check.
Oh, okay, good. Let's see what happens.
Alright, I'm gonna do a you hero point, lol. Why
Damn
not?
it, no.
Bro, I want you dead, dude. I want you dead. You just jumped me. I want you dead.
Roll a 3, roll a 3.
26.
God damn it.
Close.
26
Almost
is a
1.
success.
Alright,
You
I
grab Vita
yell.
by the throat.
So Vita, I turn around, I jump out of the way of you going to grab me. I turn around and you see like I kind of just like my face like from soft all of a sudden to very intense as I'm like staring you down, scowling at you, and I like just all of a sudden run at you, grab you by the throat, and then like slam you into the ground. I say, "What are you doing?" And then I
John,
say,
you-
"John, Felix."
Yeah, John, you wake up. And
Vita's just jumped at me.
It won't matter. It won't matter what anything you're doing.
I squeeze your neck harder.
Tarlon, fucking stop. Vito, what are you talking about? Stop
Yeah.
choking him.
I let go, but I still
Jesus.
lord over you.
Vito, what
Eternal
is
prison
wrong?
of Alcasa.
The what?
We're all going there. We're
Going
all
where?
going there. He's sweating. His eyes are bugging.
What
Got
happened?
no idea.
Yeah, so enlighten us.
That's funny you say that. Enlighten.
Oh,
It's funny you say that.
poor
why
fucking
is it
Vito.
funny?
That's all there is light.
I look down at him and go, "Hey man, hey, what's happening?"
Days I spent days in the prison of Alcasa.
You
Okay.
had
I
it.
turn to the two of you real
What?
quick, and
What's happening?
I said, "Do you have my back if he jumps me again?"
I mean, I don't think
No.
he's
Won't
gonna do
matter.
anything, but
Vita.
Nothing
I'm not gonna
is-
kill him.
matters what we'll do.
No,
It doesn't
hey Vita,
matter.
hey, Vita, you're awake right now.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I need some air.
I think you're
Yeah, come on,
back.
come outside. It's nice outside.
I need some air.
It's a beautiful day outside.
I'll like help him up and I'll like arm on his shoulder. Like
I'm gonna
back
sit
here.
down.
I'll like guide him outside. I'm not gonna
I
like
bought
shove
some
him.
coffee when we went to Riddock. I'm
Mhm.
gonna make a pot of coffee over the fire, some cowboy coffee.
Yeah, love that shit.
No,
Because
John is not made for this kind of shit that he's
John's
dealing
sitting
with.
there with
Lava.
John's sitting there with a 1,000-yard stare behind his mask.
What are you doing, Turlock?
Oh,
We could just
As
see
Vita's
his
being
eye,
let
like
out.
just his eyes in the complete darkness, just staring at the
It's
middle
just
distance.
peeping. They're just kind of like they're hollow, but nowhere nearly as bad as whatever Vita looks like.
I didn't say it, but I would have gotten out of the way. And I'm
Yeah,
a little pissed off, so I'm gonna stay in the tent.
Understandable.
yeah.
Vita, you are let outside. It's a beautiful day, but you keep thinking about that place.
Oh, that place.
What
yeah,
happened,
what is that
man?
place?
Place. That's where we're all going.
Here, have
Why
some
are we
coffee.
going there?
It's nothing. It's everything. It's just
I
it's
need you to
prison.
take his. You guys blinked and his arm's coming down. From a sip. You gotta. I need more details, man.
Can't punch your way out of this one, John. There's nothing. We're delving into things that we should not be delving into.
Oh my god.
We're all fucked for it. We're all fucked.
Could you be a bit more specific?
Prison. We're gonna be punished for this. Caucasian runes and juices and wolves and shit. We shouldn't be messing with it. They were right. We should be fucking with it.
Okay.
You've all been here sleeping away, having nice peaceful dreams, and a calm, uneventful night. And I've been locked. I've been trapped. I've been shown what we're walking right into, and that's nothing. It's nothing.
What was this called?
Alcasa sounds familiar. Alcasian, Alcasa. We're fucked. I feel like we're already fucked. 43 hours I was in there.
Oh.
You know how I know that? Because the only thing you could do in there is just fucking count. That's all I could do.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Such an appropriate reaction. Just like completely normal response to this situation.
What are the chances we find out about Alcasian runes? The deities don't like it. It's forbidden. We're investigating. We're getting closer. And then I'm sent to a fucking prison named after it For 2
So
days.
it was you.
Yeah, it was me.
Alcasa.
Okay.
Naked.
Okay, is Alcasa the place?
Yeah.
DM, is there any possible conceivable way that we've recognized the word Alcasa?
Sounds a hell of a lot like
Aside from
Alcation
it.
and
Yeah.
Alkasan Barrier and Alkasan artifacts. It's all
hey
sounds about
Ori,
the same.
where's Ori?
Where's that
Don't-
stupid ass go? Oh yeah, no, never mind. Ori, stay inside.
Well, get back in the tent.
Goes out, goes back in.
Punked.
Yeah,
I go,
clown on
Ori.
idiot,
I'm just
Bert.
gonna go. Okay. Do you think this is because Ori might have overheard something, and then
No,
whoever
no,
you
no.
talked to Ori was like mad at you?
No, this is different. This is so much worse than any of
Yeah.
that bullshit with the water.
Okay. This might be Alex forgetting what Felix does and doesn't know. So Steven, you can stop me.
Sure.
But Vita, didn't when we were learning like about your past life, didn't your old self get trapped somewhere?
Yeah, past the Alkasan Barrier. I don't see the connection.
Yeah, so like you came back. You left Alcasa.
I guess I did, but I forgot all about it. And now I've
Yeah,
just been given a
that's a different guy.
43-hour preview of what we might be walking right back into.
Well, the bad news is that this is unfortunately too big of a deal to just ignore, even when we're threatened by whatever you experienced. So like I'm very sorry. That sounds pretty awful.
That's a pretty bad dream, man.
God, it
But
wasn't a dream. I was awake the whole time.
Okay,
should-
that's a
running
pretty
and
horrible
running.
thing to experience,
I was
man.
running. There was a
okay.
bug.
All right, let's think
Only one
about
bug.
What's up,
something
bud?
43
else.
hours. You only find one bug. Have you ever seen such a place?
No.
Don't even speak our language.
The what would they say?
I'll try and
Oh, okay.
sound like that.
Oh,
Sounded
Okay.
like with the
Shuja.
blue guy that all them killed. Sounded like he was saying. It's all that bullshit. Just stuff that we're fucking with that just we shouldn't be.
Well,
uh,
this stuff fucked with us first, so
I think
Hey.
it's kind of doomed if we do, doomed if we don't.
Vita, you
So
should go back to sleep.
yeah, you should.
Nope.
Yeah,
not
that's
doing
kind
that.
of why I made the coffee. I imagine
Okay.
he doesn't. It's like the last thing he wants to do is sleep.
Well, Vita, we gotta figure out a way to calm you down. I'm realizing now you have only been this version of you has only been alive for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
was he there
Probably
that
don't have
whole
any.
time before he came alive? Like
Maybe.
was. Oh.
Okay, well, what I was saying was you probably don't have any way to like calm yourself down when you are stressed out, which you are right now. So I really need you to just work with
Alright.
us here and find a way to calm down, okay?
Uh-huh. You know what? I'm gonna cast Soothe on myself.
That's a good idea.
Not a bad idea.
Uh-huh.
It's not a
There
bad
it
idea.
goes. Okay.
All right.
How do
You
you
ever
feel?
have coffee?
I don't know. No.
Have some coffee, man.
Alright.
Do you want some
I'm
sugar
better.
in it? Some cream?
Better.
All right.
Better?
Got
Feeling
some
all right?
grass under my feet. Oh man.
Beautiful day.
Yeah,
Oh
it's a nice day
God.
outside.
You told me about the dark one. Can you believe that?
What? What do you mean
The bug.
I thought you said he didn't speak anything we understood.
Well, he didn't, but then when he realized that I didn't speak it, he just started speaking English.
Oh.
Common. He told me about the dark one.
Sumia lore
That's how
fact,
I
it's called
leave.
English.
He said the dark one was right behind him.
Did you find him?
I guess so. He said the only way out was to go to the dark one. So I feel like Viance must have been telling the truth the whole time. We just thought he was crazy and we beat him up for it.
Eh,
That's
you can't
fine.
I feel
always be a
bad
winner.
about it. Yeah, I don't feel bad, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
man.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
now you guys know that place is out there,
I'll,
potentially waiting for us.
I'll think about that. Felix, what happened with you last night?
that is a great question. I really don't know. I thought it was a dream. It was ridiculous, but I guess it wasn't.
What happened?
All right.
Oh, um, there was like a sleeping version of me, and then a waking, walking around version of me. Both were like translucent.
I
I couldn't
poked
hear
one.
anything.
My finger went through him. I threw a rock at
No, it
him.
didn't.
It did.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, when I poked you, I went through you. In the tent and outside.
Oh,
And then when you poked me, it just like went right through me.
well, it didn't do that for me.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What did it look like for you?
like I poked you and you poked me.
How, just normally?
It looked like you were moving your hand as if you didn't know you were touching something. Like your body was reacting to it.
Aw.
So
Okay.
that explains that. Well, not explains it, but
What does
Well,
that mean?
that's
What are you
interesting.
talking
know.
about?
I don't
A
know.
waking and a sleeping.
It
You
sounds like
just
last night
What's
was kind of
happening?
rough in general, man.
What
I don't know.
happened last night? Where are we? We on
Uh,
something?
Toby
No,
Forest.
we're still in the Togi Forest. I checked all the
There's some
food. It's not
fucking
poison.
guy casting bad dreams on us in the
Yeah,
woods.
Can we turn to see if
Bastard.
there's like a hedge wizard going like?
the sleep staff from the 10
Yeah.
Cuts guy.
I had a
Alright.
dream.
Oh, what was
Wasn't
yours?
good. I'll be honest. Let me level with you guys. I like you, all right? This has been a fun couple of days traveling around.
Yeah,
But
it's not-
I've done this before. I've been in some groups. Some of them I just kind of leave. The others just kind of die. And in one instance, we went to go kill this bear. It's called a buzzy bear. Because it was making havoc on a town. Killed my whole group, all of them, torn to shreds. I was the last one. I got it, but
Wow.
that's kind of it. So between then and more recently, took some time to get acclimated to traveling with people again, because they always sort of die. And then right before I met you guys in '08, my group got eaten by some giant hole in the desert. All of them gone. And so now I'm kind of wary about traveling again because everyone always dies. So I had this dream. I think like whatever I saw is equating Gatch with the Buzzy Bear, or some sort of symbolism there. I heard him laughing. Sounds like a hyena, presumably. If you know what that is. This kind of
do.
shrill laughter. It's awful. Uh, and now I'm like, well, are these guys gonna die again? Would be a total bummer. So, just
I would rather die than go to Alcasa again.
well, what if when you die you go to Alcasa?
Why'd you
Got-
ask him that,
got
man?
real
Why'd you
quiet.
ask him that?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just like I don't know how there's like 18 gods at least.
Look, alright, I'll just
True.
keep thinking on this, okay? Let me do something first. I'm just gonna go inside the tent. Turlan, that's
What
my
are you
bad.
doing, Turlon?
That's my.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I tried to grab you right when I woke up.
Sorry.
I'm performing my regular daily preparations, as well as writing in my notebook.
Sorry. That's my bad.
I look up to you. I nod. Hope you're doing all right.
You get it.
You get it.
You did the same thing to
Yeah.
me once.
Well, yeah, I wasn't mad at you. Then I go back to writing my notes.
Alright. I'll go back outside. I feel like we're good. Okay. Well, let's just keep walking, guys.
All right,
And
I'm gonna have another cup.
That was a good
hold
dream,
on.
John. Realizing that Vito was just staring and he didn't hear anything you said about your dream.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh man. I'm trying to. Man, what the fuck?
What a time, man. That was some shit.
Nope.
Foul.
48 hours. That's fucked up.
Could have rolled higher too.
Jeez.
I know.
Level -1, 2.
What
I
are
wanna-
we gonna do?
I'm gonna do something.
What are you doing?
I realize. Well, actually, okay. So you can obviously change this should you choose, as you are God.
Hey, what's up?
But I do have a spell. Level 1, summon Fey. Summon a Fey creature summon a creature that has the Fey trait and whose level is -1, sustained for up to 1 minute.
Okay.
So I am looking at. Okay, I'll just give them to you. These are the Fey critters that are CR -1. I would like to summon one of them. I am not going to choose which one. I'm just casting the spell to see who answers. And cast. Okay, yeah, and this spell, if I'm allowed to cast it.
Mhm.
Okay. I'd say do my normal stuff, hand motions, speaking, and then there is just like a little circle on the ground that kind of snakes out and forms, and then there are symbols that they don't look like language symbols; they look like they're meant to represent objects, and it's like a picture, like a glyph version of like a circle of offerings,
Hmm.
but it's only like a foot diameter circle, and then up pops a little critter of Steven's choosing. Preferably not a tooth fairy, but I don't know about that. So
God damn.
that's Alex saying it, not Felix saying it.
In
No,
the
no,
in the general chat, this little
Damn, this thing.
Morning.
blue-looking little
Midfoot.
gremlin creature pops up, looking at you, holding this little tiny knife. Looks very much like the picture. What's their size? Just making sure.
Tiny.
Morning absolutely ruined by this.
Yeah, they're small, so maybe like 2 feet, 3 feet tall. Kind of pops up, looks at all of you, and if you sustain it, is not. It doesn't seem to be like partial to you or like will do your bidding. Just
It
seems
says
to
it will
be
fight for me, but I'm just trying to talk to it.
okay. Then it kind of looks frightful of both Vita and John nearby, but it's kind of just looking at you, eyeing back and forth, just letting out these little.
Hey, they're not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you either. Oh, right. I said that first part in common.
What the fuck is that?
Uh,
No, seriously, what is that?
It's starting to look a little aggressive you at John as you're saying this.
Steven, do I know what this is?
You have no idea. You know it's a fake
I'll be
creature.
honest, it's a fairy. I don't know what type though.
That's a fairy? That looks
Yeah,
nothing like they do in the fairy tales.
There's a lot of them. I only got a minute. Anyway, I will say in Sylvan, hey, we're not gonna hurt you. I just have a question for you.
In Sylvan, like Elvish?
Fey, like, oh, sorry, no, fairy language.
Fey.
Like
Okay,
the
he's speaking Fey.
Fey.
Okay, yeah, to it. I'll say, John, and Vita once again, Felix speaks in this language.
Yeah, it's not
that-
here.
Oh, Vita's back inside?
No, Dylan. Sorry, Dylan's not here. I don't know what this dude went.
Oh, okay.
Sylvan learning.
Once again, you hear this language that you have not heard Felix ever speak before, except when speaking to Siskin that one time. As soon as you start speaking Felix, the creature looks directly at you as if it look of recognition. What do you say?
Like, I just have a question or two. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Okay. Do you need me to fight?
No, just the questions. And I only have this for a minute, so we do have to be a bit fast.
Shoulders kind of shrug down. Oh, well.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. What?
How can I find more of you easier, like fairies?
I'm no fairy, but
Hold on. What are you then?
I'm a mitflit.
Okay.
But
Where are you from?
well, I'm from the realm of the Fae. What?
Okay. How do I go there?
Looks around. Well, I don't know. How did you bring me here?
I summoned you here.
Well, then I guess someone needs to summon you into the Fae.
Do you know anyone who can do that?
No.
Don't look so hurt for asking. Geez.
Well, I was summoned here to fight something, and now I'm just talking to you. Who are these people?
So would you rather be fighting something?
Yeah.
I don't like this guy.
Well, I don't want you.
This entire conversation is in a language you all don't understand, but it just seems to get
got,
a
like-
little bit aggressive.
Well, Mr. Midflit, you got like 20 seconds left. Do you see that tree right there?
Yeah.
That pissed me off. I need you to kill it. All right.
All right. And you see the gremlin start running over, and it just starts slashing away at this bark for about 10 seconds before that same circle appears beneath him and summons him back to the Fey realm.
That guy kind of sucked. I'm sorry about that.
I'm ready to go, man.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, we could
good?
go.
What did he say?
Not really. Well, I mean, I guess it could be useful.
What-
I asked him where he was from, and he said he was from the Fey realm. I asked him how he could get there. He was like, I don't know. How'd you summon me? Or how did I get here? And I told him I summoned him. He was like, well, you just gotta have someone summon you. And then I asked him if he knew anyone like that, and he got like pissy with me. So
That sounds annoying. He should have been a little more patient with you.
honestly, he should have. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of fair. I did summon him out of nowhere.
How many of those can you summon?
Only one today.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I didn't really like him either. I just want to test that out.
Hey, Ori.
Ori comes out of the tent.
Go back in the tent.
Wait, or come back.
Yeah.
What'd you say that thing was, Felix?
A mitflit.
Or what's a mitflit?
It's a Fey creature.
Anything else?
Or
I
Or I don't mean to be rude, but we already knew that.
well, what else do you want to know? You have to ask me a question. What is a? I don't know.
Can you be more in depth with
Dude,
the question? With the answer. So we got the surface level. What is it? Could you give us some more detail?
Steven struggled to deal with us bullying Ori every episode. Is such a treat.
So funny.
I think they travel in packs of a whole bunch of them, and they're kind of cowardly.
Yeah.
Or can you ask Sulan if she can get us into the Fey world? Can you do that?
Yeah. Next time we go to sleep, I can do that.
Who's Sulan?
That's my moon lady.
You have a girlfriend?
You know that, right?
I thought we all knew that, yeah.
I don't know if John's ever been here for it. There's a chance he has.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't
I
think
just need a
John
reminder.
has. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. John
I don't think
Oh.
Alden ever did either because he died before he could find out.
She's a goddess, a second order deity.
Oh shit.
She controls me, everything I do, and I tell her everything.
Everything?
Everything?
There's no way I can know.
How much does she?
I feel like there's a little bit of a way you can know.
Uh,
I tried.
well, tell her Ori sucks and you need a new servant.
We've
He's the
already
only
been through all that.
he's the only part of the group I don't like. All right.
Ori's just a part of her that she keeps around to give me powers and to keep me safe.
Well, she must have given you like a tumor or a pubic hair or something, man. Because this guy stinks.
Well, she gave me a rock for an eye. Now that you
Oh.
mention it.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to ask her something, ask Ori, and then he'll ask her
I
because
don't, I
he
don't
pretty
want
much
to talk.
is her.
I don't want to talk to him.
And you have to be kind of careful because Ori can actually turn into the a small elf person,
What?
What?
so you can do that.
He can turn into a small elf
Yeah.
person?
A woman.
He can
Did
turn
that.
into a small woman.
He did that in one of my dreams, so
You have the
I'm
worst
just
dreams.
saying, be careful.
He did it
You
in
don't know
real
what.
life.
Just because he did it in a did he do
Oh
it in
yeah,
real
that
life?
wasn't. No, he did do it in real life. You're right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he can do that. So be careful. You don't know what he can do.
Man,
I don't like that. I don't like that. It's like having a grenade or a bomb that could
we
go off
gotta
at
let's
any
get
second.
going. I want to get
Yeah.
walking.
I would
Let's
love
get
it.
walking.
Yeah, I need to get out of here.
I think there's something bad about this place. We should go.
Yeah.
Is there anything, Turlon, that you would like to do before y'all begin to walk?
No.
Well, then I will say that is where we will end the session, and you all will begin the trek.
Awful.
The 95 miles to the road to the east. I will
Just-
say, just above board, there will be less dreams. There will not be crazy dreams along this
So
trip.
funny.
That's
But-
funny as fuck, though.